When the sun sets behind the grandstand of Memorial Stadium, the stars come out. They pass through the jungle. They touch the tiger, and they take to the field. Even as it rains, the stars shine bright. A homecoming victory. Soaring past the Wolves. And for the first time this season, the Tigers have gone back to back. Two weeks of wins.
Underneath,
2 weeks
picked off by
of
Farrell.
pick sixes.
No one's gonna touch him. Gaston Farrell, a pick six for Broken.
2 weeks of blocked kicks.
Unblocked. It's sputtering out of bounds.
2 weeks of Samaj Stanford.
Field over the top, looking at Stanford. 50-50 ball, and Stanford wins it. Touchdown, Broken Arrow.
But the lights are brighter tonight. Now on the road again, facing a challenging 3-game stretch. From the brand new Norman North Football Stadium, it's game time again. It's the Broken Arrow Tigers and the Norman North Timberwolves. This is Tiger football, and we are gold-blooded.
Welcome to the land of the Sooners, 3 miles from the University of Oklahoma. Tonight, the Tigers look to do to a Norman team what the Longhorns did just 6 days ago. One of just 2 6A games in the state, and it kicks off here soon on ArrowVision. It's Broken Arrow versus Norman North. We're coming to you live from the brand new Timberwolves Football Stadium. I'm your play-by-play man, Dylan Rivera. Alongside me is color analyst Coach Mo Wallace, a.k.a. Maurice Wallace, a.k.a. Domo Arigato. Coach, you take one of the top offenses in 6A1 and you put it up against one of the top defenses tonight. It's an unstoppable force against an immovable object. This will be a real test for the Tigers tonight.
It's a recipe for a great district football game tonight. Both teams come in 4-2. 2-1 in the district, so this is a situation where Broken Arrow and Norman North are in that position to position themselves for a first-round bye. You know, these next 3 games, Dylan, you want to win these next 3 games, but tonight it starts tonight against Norman North at this beautiful new stadium that they have.
Norman North offense averaging 37.2 points a game. That's 4th in 6A1. The Tigers come in allowing just 18 a game. That's 3rd in 6A1, so that will be the matchup to watch for sure. Well, in this one, there's going to be a couple of guys that will be really key for how tonight plays out. So we'll talk about our players to watch now. Our wide receiver, Samaj Stanford, is the pick on the offensive end. And he has 23 catches, 361 yards, and 4 touchdowns to his name this season, just on the wide receiver front, because he does have a pick 6 as well defensively. But again, we're just talking about the offensive side of the ball for Samaj here.
You know, he's a guy that has that IQ. I mean, he can do it on both sides of the football, but talking about offensively, he's an explosive weapon that we have on this offense. Last week looks like he had 6 catches, 66 yards and 2 touchdowns, 1 long over 32. That was a great catch that he just goes up and gets out of the end zone going towards our event center. He's the type of guy that you want to be able to get the ball to, whether it be jet sweeps, whether it be vertical routes, whether it be screens. You need to get him involved quickly.
Defensive side of the ball, we will go with cornerback Noah Gillespie, number 1. He has 30 total tackles on the season, 5 assisted and 25 solo, 2 tackles for loss, 3 interceptions, 9 pass breakups. It's going to be a lot on him tonight to keep watch of Mason James,
yes,
star wide receiver for Norman North. But it's not going to be just him, because as Coach Hill told me in Inside Tiger Football, they're going to move Mason James around the formation. They're going to make it difficult for just one guy to stick to him. But should it be Noah Gillespie, Gaston Farrell, whoever it may be, they're going to have their hands full.
Well, I anticipate them keeping him away from Noah Gillespie. Noah Gillespie, he's a blanket on defense. He's the guy. He's one of the leaders on that defense. We were out of practice the other day, and he's physical. And you wouldn't see that in his stature, but he is physical at the line of scrimmage. He's a guy that can cover man-to-man. He's a great cover guy in his zone, and he comes up with spectacular interceptions. I mean, one of the best interceptions we've seen since we've called games together for this year, but I've ever seen in my entire football life or football career. A kid that's going to be a playmaker, and it's a kid. He's explosive on defense as well, and he's a highlight film just ready to happen.
A kid that, as much as we talk about Samaj Stanford and Bryson Brown and the secondary, you got to talk about Noah Gillespie.
Yes.
And we've been talking a lot about Gaston Farrell as well over the last couple of weeks because of how he's played. But Gillespie has been fantastic defensively this season, and he is racking up D1 offers at a really high rate.
And he just recently was 3-star according to 24/7 Sports. But he's a guy that also comes downhill and he can hit you. I mean, we seen on film from him in the spring. He'll pop the ball loose. I mean, he's a guy that's going to trigger, get downhill, make tackles. He's a complete cornerback right there as a junior.
Just this week, both him and Gaston Farrell got offers from Missouri State alongside Bryson Brown as well. So the Grizzlies trying to do some recruiting work down here.
They're trying to develop that pipeline into Broken Arrow.
Hey, well, we want to tell you about Tacos for Life. They are our pregame show sponsor. They are open late for home games, so stop by next week after the Tigers return to Broken Arrow. Every meal you enjoy gives back a meal. Find Tacos for Life at 71st and Lynn Lane in Broken Arrow. Also want to shout out TTCU. Support your favorite school with the only card that donates to Broken Arrow Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU has donated more than $360,000 so far. Stop by your favorite BA branch and get yours today. Terms and conditions apply with approved credit. We'll step aside for a quick commercial break here on our pregame show and come right back. And when we do, we'll have our Slim Chicken 60-second spotlights.
Hey BA Tiger fans, now's the time to show your school spirit. Support your favorite school with the Broken Arrow School Pride debit card from TTCU Federal Credit Union. The only card that gives back to Broken Arrow every time you use it.
Since the program began, TTCU has donated over $350,000 to Broken Arrow Public Schools. That's a lot of support from fans just like you.
Whether you're a student, parent, or proud Tiger fan, your everyday purchases can make a difference.
With TTCU, you're not just banking, you're backing your school and local community. Join the thousands of TTCU members who are already using the Broken Arrow card.
It's super simple. Use your BA card and TTCU donates.
Thank you, TTCU, and thank you, Tiger fans. Support our school with every purchase. Go Yay!
Welcome back here live to Norman North High School, the brand new Norman North Football Stadium. And Coach, you and I came in talking about how it's bowled in on the edges. Looks real nice. It's snug right in here in between the baseball field and the street out behind us. But got a lot going on here because you've also got the softball field, the soccer field, the track, the tennis team is right here. It's a packed house right here.
You see everything right here. It's a closed-in situation. It's closed-in bowl right here, like you said. Intimate feel right here. I like it. I mean, it's one of those deals where the fans are on top of you. It's old school football right here, old school high school football in this stadium.
It's enough that I feel like if somebody got angry and threw their headset from up here at the press box, they could actually hit the coaches down there on the sideline. We are nice and close.
We're about 20 yards away from 20, 30 yards away.
Well, I enjoy it. I don't feel like I'm a mile away. I feel like I'm right in the action. Well, another guy that's going to be right in the middle of all the action is the middle linebacker, the Mike linebacker for Broken Arrow, Malik Ross. He is making his return from injury. An MCL sprain had kept him out for the last 2 weeks. He's back tonight, healthy and ready to go, and he will slot right back in between Colton Barlow and Nate Jackson on that linebacking core. He was the team leading tackler when he was healthy, 48 total on the season, 24 solo, 24 assisted, also had a sack and a forced fumble. A player that really makes a difference out there on the field.
He's the leader of that linebacker core for Brad Higgins, and he's the guy that's going to make the calls, keeps the linebackers sane, keeps the front seven sane. He's the guy that's going to be out there to make sure things happen for Colton Barlow, make sure things happen for Nate Jackson. He is that leader of that defense, in my opinion, and it's good to have him back in this Week 7 matchup.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Even if he's out there on the field, his parents may not be in the stadium because he's got a little bit of a bug about that.
I don't like none of my parents going to my games.
Yeah.
But, like, they want to go all the time. I don't want them to go. I never want them to go.
So do they just not come because you don't want them?
They either sneak in, they don't let me know, or they don't go at all.
Interesting.
Yep.
Why do you think that is, that it makes you feel nervous?
When I was younger, I just had a lot of pressure on me because, like, my dad was my coach, and he pushed me hard. I love Fred Warner. He's a linebacker for the 49ers. You know, I like to think that he's like me. You know, I used to have dreads. He has dreads. You know, he's Mexican. I'm Mexican. He's black. I'm black. So we both play the same position. I like his game. He's really good to me. He's like the best linebacker in the league, definitely. I have 2 nicknames. My family nickname, I have Buddha. It's because, like, when I was a baby, I was chubby and stuff, you know. And here they call me Freaky Maliki.
I love Freaky Maliki. I might have to sneak that into the broadcast now.
Oh, man.
Man, he's a freak out there, a freak athlete,
yes.
though. I mean, he makes plays happen. He's a speedy linebacker, and he's physical.
And how's development has come, because we had him in 8th and 9th grade, Dylan, and I'm going to tell you right now, his development, he was a little bit overweight in 8th and 9th grade. Now he's gotten taller. He's gotten faster, you know, and he's also a kid that's always smiling. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, he's one of those kids, I mean, you know, you know, hey, dude, you know, he's one of those guys. So Malik is always going to have a good attitude. He's also another kid that will go out there and he's going to give everything he has 100%, night in and night out in every rep.
Another guy with a big smile is on the offensive side of the football, Peyton Lang, the slot receiver, and Madison Dildine, our sideline reporter, has more on him. Madison? Bring it back up here. Madison Dildine having some technical difficulties down there on the field. We'll try to get to her later on tonight. But Peyton Lang, the slot receiver, I'll tell you one thing. He is a talented player out there on the field. But not only that, he's talented as a musician as well.
Yes.
Steps up. Looks to his right. He's got a man. Peyton Lang again.
I started, like, getting into it, like, YouTube, you know, watching other football players that I idolized, you know, that helped me. Usually back then I was watching, like, you know, the flashy plays and stuff, one-hand catches, deep throws, Hail Marys and stuff like that. But now it's more of more technical and, like, in detail. I had, like, a little moment. It was from 6th grade all the way to freshman to sophomore year-ish, where I was quarterback. I liked it. But then once I started getting older, like my sophomore year, I started, like, easing off. I saw, like, other positions. I saw, like, I don't know, I just didn't have fun. I'll say so. Like, me personally, I just didn't have fun. I had a moment where I played guitar for a minute. I mean, I play every now and then, but I still play. I'm gonna get back into it because, you know, it's something productive to do. So when I eased off, I forgot a lot of the songs, but I knew Party in USA, you know that song?
Yeah.
It's like, dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that song.
I know.
Yeah, I know that. I used to play that all the time. It was like my introduction to, like, playing, like, getting back. Yeah. It was a fun song to play.
Well, it was a party in BA when Peyton Lang made his way over to join the Tigers following head coach Travis Hill from Muskogee to Broken Arrow. And as I mentioned, a talented musician, but another thing that really caught my interest from that piece is he told me that he was basically self-taught with football, and his family's a basketball family. He just watched YouTube highlights of football players, got into it that way, and now he watches more insightful things, X's and O's. But he's like a YouTube-taught athlete.
And that's hey, I can tell you right now, Dylan, you come from this age, it's a sports center age, it's the YouTube age, it's the age of highlights. And for him to teach himself football from just watching the internet and watching YouTube, that's incredible right there. But he's also a kid that has one of the highest grade point averages on the team. And now he's a musician. I mean, he's another Swiss Army knife on this team that's full of Swiss Army knives.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you one thing. I've learned some things from watching highlights as well, but I'm learning it from the play-by-play perspective. So I guess I get it. I'm in the same boat with him, just a little bit different. We're looking forward to this rest of this Tacos for Life pregame show
and they are at 71st and Lynn Lane. Remember, they're open late for a home game, so stop by next week after the Tigers return to Broken Arrow. Every meal you enjoy gives back a meal. We'll step aside for another commercial break here, and when we come back, we'll have the starting lineup and the Big Biscuit Blitz.
Hey Tigers, I'm City Manager Michael Spurgeon. The city is preparing for the next general obligation bond election in April of 2026. Just like the improvements to Albany Street in front of the high school, bonds help pay for upgrades to public infrastructure like streets and intersections, public safety services, parks improvements, and more here in our great community. To find out more about the bond process, visit the city website. Thank you for helping us build our future. Broken Arrow, enjoy the rest of the game.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
Welcome back to the Tacos for Life pregame show here on ArrowVision, brought to you by Kinetic. Dylan Rivera, the play-by-play. Coach Mo Wallace, the color commentator, and Madison Dildine is our sideline reporter. Looking forward to this ball game. Should be a lot of fun just to see these two in a chess match. You're talking about Justin Jones, a guy who really knows his football. Travis Hill, a guy who knows his football. Got one of the best offenses in 6A against one of the best defenses in 6A in a game where there's only one other team, or one other school and stadium that's competing for views tonight. There's only 2 games going on in 6A, so all the eyeballs on this one and the other one. It's a big atmosphere, and it's at a brand new stadium, so that adds to it as well.
I believe the whole state will be watching this game. I mean, obviously our next opponent will be watching this game. Obviously our next couple of opponents since they played last night. But this is the game in the state right now, and it's great to be the only game on the stage. You know, you got offense, you got a defense. It's going to be a stalemate. But as a defensive guy, I would rather have a defensive juggernaut like we have than to take care of business on offense. I feel we will come out on top in a low-scoring game.
Well, this is where things start to get interesting then as you flip that coin over, and that means that the Tiger offense has to come out and do its job, and the Timberwolves defense has to come out and do its job.
Yes, then they have to do their job. I mean, the offense has to – we've talked about it. We talked about the rhythm of the offense. This is one of those games where you got to get – all the guys involved as quick as possible, but you have to start with the running game. I know Travis talks about it with you on Inside Tiger Football, but you have to start with the run game first.
Well, with Malik Ross back in the lineup, we'll step aside for the starting lineup video while the national anthem is played here at the stadium.
You ain't gotta ask who I do it for. Whole team iced up, dipped in that red and gold. Bang bang, not again.
Okay. Fans, it's time to meet your starting lineups, brought to you by First National Bank of Broken Arrow. And now, let's meet your defensive starters. At free safety, number 4, Samaj Stanford. At cornerback, number 1, Noah Gillespie. At linebacker, number 33, Colton Barlow. At linebacker, number 25, Malik Ross. At linebacker, number 22, Nate Jackson. At defensive end, number 99, John Broll. At defensive end, number 10, Gabriel Manning. At defensive tackle, number 50, Josie Sanders. At defensive tackle, number 44, Jackson Ayers. At cornerback, number 21, Gaston Farrell. At strong safety, number 2, Bryson Brown.
Clap, clap, clap for the best in the world. Tap, 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 tap in with your girl. Whole gang run it up. West side, throw it up. Got the ops moving out the way when we pulling up. Deal dance. We just came through the end zone again.
Your offensive starters. At wide receiver, number 4, Samaj Stanford. At wide receiver, number 5, Peyton Lang. At wide receiver, number 19, Tayshawn Jones-Wade. At running back, number 0, Octavian Robertson. At quarterback, number 1, Jeremiah Setimba. At tight end, number 9, Titan Hicks. At left tackle, number 55, Caden Moody. At left guard, number 74, Devin Smith. At center, number 54, Kason Isham. At right guard, number 71, J.J. Brashears. At right tackle, number 65, Tristan Silva. At kicker, number 42, Nick Irvine.
Okay, do it for the BA. Okay, do it for the BA. Whoa, BA gang.
Team captains make their way out to center field, and it's for Broken Arrow, Caden Moody, Titan Hicks, Snake Jackson, and Jeremiah Setimba. Madison Dildine is down there at midfield with a microphone for us, and she will listen into the coin toss. Still having some technical difficulties with the microphone down on the field. Tigers won the coin toss. They chose to defer. So Norman North has decided to receive. And it looks like they will stay in those same directions they were facing. So the Tigers will go right to left, the Timberwolves left to right. The team captains for Norman North, number 1 is Max Beatty. Number 69 is Pearson Brammer. Number 21 is Ethan Rash. And number 2 is Vlad Afanasiev. Got to ask for a pronunciation on that one.
I think you're close. I think you're close.
We're in the ballpark, I think. 7 minutes away from kickoff, and Coach Mo, it's a great scene here as the sun begins to set. The Tigers in their road white uniforms, black helmet and black pants. Norman North in a home black uniform with the white helmet and the white pants. Should be a lot of fun. We'll get into more details here in a moment. We will talk about some keys to the game, but we actually already did that, Coach, and we did it at the Big Biscuit.
I know what I want to say. I got it. Okay, this is it. Okay.
We'll just avoid it.
Hey Tiger fans, I'm Madison Dildine with ArrowVision, and we're here at the Big Biscuit Broken Arrow, located at Lynn Lane in the BA Expressway, to bring you this week's edition of the Big Biscuit Blitz, where the ArrowVision crew breaks down tonight's game in 60 seconds. Let's check it out.
Thank you, Madison. Welcome into the Big Biscuit Blitz. Dylan Rivera, Coach Mo Wallace. Another big game on the docket. It's Norman North. The Tigers trying to win 3 straight this week. How do they do it, Coach?
Exploit the weaknesses of Norman North's offensive line, contain the QB, the talented QB that Norman North has, by keeping the rush lanes tight. Offensively, what we need to do is run the ball with authority in between the tackles to set up our skilled guys with the rhythm on offense, and we should have the keys to the game on a Friday night.
Well, it should be a great game, Mo. Norman North on the road at their brand new football facility. Should be a lot of fun. Kickoff at 7 p.m. If you can't make the road trip down, we'll have it live for you on ArrowVision. Well, Coach, before we make the road trip down, we got to chow down, don't we?
We have to chow down. Let's get into this.
Let's do it. Always good food over there at the Big Biscuit, and always cool to see the Tigers with that inflatable still making the trip out. It's now just a little bit of a relic when it comes to home games, but the road games, that's the Tigers' signature. And the Tigers run out a little bit quieter this time around than last week when it was a homecoming, home game entrance. Not too much love for Broken Arrow here in Norman. A little bit of a road contingency, though, for Broken Arrow. Some students over there in their Western gear, as well as some fans in the stands. Not too bad. of a road crowd.
You know, Dylan, we always talk about atmosphere. I know that's something that Travis always talks about as well. You know, you start the year off at Harbor with the atmosphere they had. You start the year off again with Fayetteville. This is kind of a little somber atmosphere right now, so hopefully the Tigers can have their self-inflicted juice and just take care of business and get hyped up, you know, within each other to keep this game where it needs to be, and that's a victory tonight.
Well, one thing that I wonder if plays a factor here tonight is fall break.
Yes.
Now, you look at fall break for everybody but the Norman schools, it's this week, and the Tigers with Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday off of school, that gets you out of your routine. And maybe you're still practicing just as much as you normally would, and practice is normal, but then the day is different, and getting out of that routine can maybe affect you.
Well, and, you know, we always talk about getting them up early, you know, making sure, you know, that we reach out to them on Sports U. Hey, get up, let's go, let's have some breakfast, go home for a little bit, come back for film work. Keep them busy. Don't allow them to just sleep in till 1, 2, 3 o'clock and then have them to be back at a certain time to come here and make the trip. But Travis does a great job, and he has everything planned out. And, you know, another part of the plan is coming down here and making sure you're in that position to be second place like you currently are in the district.
It's easy to sit at home and say maybe that's not a problem if fall break is this week and you've got a football game. It's just the same. You go through practice the same way. Well, to be fair, Norman North had their fall break last week. They go up the turnpike to Union. Broken Arrow comes down the turnpike to Norman North this week. Very similar in that instance. But then also Norman North goes up there and they lose 51-30. They came out a little bit flat in the first half, and they weren't quite ready for that one. So you got to hope that the Tigers don't fall into that same trap.
Well, it's about the itinerary, like we talked about previously. So what type of itinerary did Norman North have compared to the itinerary that we have? I mean, I know our guys left a little bit before we left, you know. So they're down here, they're up early, they're eating, they're watching film, they're doing their meetings, they're in their regular game day routine, and you want to keep that going whenever you have a break like this or whenever you have a long half-state trip down to Norman.
Timberwolves make their entrance, lined up by the band and the color guard, and followed out by some youth football players. A really exciting entrance with the lights going off as well. And a beautiful new stadium here at Norman North High School. We thank you for tuning in here with us on the Tacos for Life pregame show. They're open late only for home games, so stop by next week after the Tigers return to Broken Arrow. Every meal you enjoy gives back a meal. Find Tacos for Life at 71st and Lynn Lane in Broken Arrow. Also want to talk about another way that you can help with some good food. Broken Arrow fans, you can make a difference for local students through the Food for Kids program in partnership with the Food Bank of Eastern Oklahoma. This initiative provides weekend meals for BA students who might otherwise go without. This year, we're receiving fewer meals than expected, so we need your help to fill the gap and make sure every student is fed. It's simple to help. Just visit baschools.org/food4kids to make a donation. Every contribution goes directly toward feeding Broken Arrow kids, and we thank you for your generosity. So Broken Arrow just about set to kick this one away, and we'll get this game started. Again, this is one of just two contests. The other one is Norman versus Moore, and that's over there at the Harv Collins Field where Norman North used to play, over at Norman High on that split stadium setup. But now it's just Norman High Stadium, and this one is Norman North's. And the Lions making the short road trip down, so the Tigers the only one with a real long road trip here tonight. Most of the games played out in 6A yesterday. I don't think I need to tell you about the Bixby score line. That one I think just about everybody knows. Tigers hoping not for that same score line on tonight's game. I think even if they won by that much, I think they probably wouldn't want that because I think Coach Hill wants to learn from some games and not have 92-0 ball games.
It is what it is. I mean, we discussed it on the way down here, Dylan. I mean, there's some schools that are just not there yet, and they haven't been there traditionally. I mean, but going up against powerhouse schools that have been there for the last decade and a half, and you know, I mean, but we're going with two schools that are consistently in the playoffs and two schools that are powerhouses not only in their district but across the state.
Well, it's now game time. Nick Irvine, the kicker for the Tigers, set to boot this one away. The returners Mason James and Bryce Collier. And it will go over the head of Collier, well over the head as it goes soaring out of the end zone. The winds tonight, not too significant, but they are coming out of the south end to the north. They actually have picked up quite a bit since we walked up here, so starting to give a little bit more of a push. Norman North will go against the wind here to start the possession.
And we're not meteorologists, but, I mean, hey, there could be a flip in the wind by the second half. I can just tell you that, Dylan. I mean, according to a certain meteorologist in Tulsa.
Hey,
but
we struggled with meteorology last week, so I think I'm going to leave that to the professionals from now on.
One thing I like to talk about the defense. Right now they're in their special package right now. We got Messiah Owens down there, Dylan. But watch for them to bring a little bit of pressure in this first series, kind of try to light it up against this Norman North quarterback as he starts the game off in an empty package.
The starting quarterback for Norman North is number 11, Nash Henry. He's a sophomore, but he is not your average sophomore. He's got a cannon on that arm, and he's got a wide-open receiver downfield. Immediately, a huge gain for Norman North, and it's Afanasiev.
Okay, that's a breakdown in coverage right there. That's a definite breakdown in coverage as he came out of the backfield, just right up the seam route. So that's a definite breakdown in the coverage, so that could be on a safety right there.
First down and 10 for Norman North in the blink of an eye.
Sophomore quarterback number 11. He's a kind of a dual threat quarterback, so you want to make sure you keep him consistent in the pocket as they motion out to an empty set now.
That's the running back Byron Mason that goes in motion, and now they bring Mason James, the star wideout, in motion, and they'll go back the other way. Tigers trying to swarm to it, and a good gain for Norman North on first down. They get just beyond the 50-yard line, and it'll be 2nd and 5.
A little tunnel screen action right there out of the 3-receiver set. Bring the little slot receiver in motion. Get the eyes moving right there. Tunnel screen, got underneath the linebackers and linemen for about a 4 or 5-yard gain.
Receiver was number 82, Rylan Humphrey. Snap to Henry. Again, they'll go for the screen. James blown up, and that came all the way from Noah Gillespie, who had just charged forward through the blocker, and a good play from number 1.
And he's going to be the one that has to play physical tonight. Looks like Messiah Owens is down on the far side on our sideline, but that was what we call vice tackling. Messiah came in inside out. Noah comes outside in and then blows that play up on that now screen. Brings up 3rd down at about 4.
I think Messiah Owens just caught in the middle of it. A little bit of friendly fire as Norman North and Gillespie both smashed in to that same hit. And Mason James goes down, and Gillespie will get credited with the tackle. We'll see if Messiah Owens is able to hop back up and get into this ball game once again. We'll step aside for a commercial break, come right back here live on ArrowVision, brought to you by Kinetic.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Welcome back here live on ArrowVision to Norman North. Messiah Owens has made his way over to the sideline, and the training staff will tend to him. Jack Gardner, number 3, will replace him in the lineup. It's sort of a hybrid position, so it's not a position that everybody on the team is capable of playing. Gardner is the other player on the Tigers defense who has worked the most at that position, and so he will be tasked with filling in here. 3rd down and 4. Henry back to pass. Nobody's there, and it goes soaring out of play. Gillespie tried to catch up to it. He won't do so, but a 4th down now for Norman North.
And you're in probably about a 4-down territory right here. Keep an eye on Jack. Jack is a very smart player. He takes care of business in the film room. He knows what the formations are. He knows what his responsibility is. You know, now it's just about him being able to get his feet wet in a varsity game, in a big-time district game right now.
So 4th down and 4. Henry all by himself in the backfield. Tigers pointing the Norman North way. We'll see what they decide here.
A little false start action.
Pre-snap penalty, and Norman North is already walking the other direction. They believe it was on themselves as well. And it is a false start against Norman North, so the offense will back up and reset once again from the 46. 4th down and 9. Still look like they're going for it.
Yeah, you're still down in 4-down territory. They're confident they can get this first down, but, you know, Tigers going to probably bring a little pressure right here, probably sit back, bring a little delayed pressure if possible.
2 to the left, 1 just went in motion. That was Mason, and now Henry will actually punt it away. Stanford, the receiving end of it, and he's able to just dive forward for a couple of yards, and the Tigers offense will come out just beyond the 25 at the 27-yard line.
Dylan, he's a guy that once the ball's in the air, whether you kick it to him or not, I mean, he's going to be explosive, and obviously they have 3 guys down there to make sure they get the tackle. But, hey, here we go. Tigers on offense. Let's go ahead and establish what we need to establish with the run game, get the ball out to our playmakers, get Jeremiah in that rhythm that we talked about and that you and Travis talked about on Inside Tiger Football, and hopefully get 6 points on the board in this first drive.
First snap from the Broken Arrow offense is in the shotgun. Satimba in the flat to Lang, and he's just barely able to corral that before Norman North swarms to him and brings him down right back at the line of scrimmage.
Okay, pass a little low. You want to put that on his numbers. Brings up second down. Try to move Peyton Lang around a little bit right now. Get him going. We got Zane Matthews here at the bottom of the screen playing wide out.
Lang on the season, 19 catches, 264 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He's been quiet over the last few games. Broken Arrow hoping to see if they can get him going. This is Samaj Stanford on the screen. Runs right into a defensive back for Norman North. No more than a couple. Ball at the 30-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down and 7.
One thing that I did notice in film early on against Union, Norman North was real good laterally against Union. Union kind of popped some things off in between the tackles, or a little zone action that they had to find a seam. So we'll see what we have here on this 3rd down play.
2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Titan Hicks moves across the formation. Satimba looking. Across the middle, he's got Stanford. Pass complete. 1 juke move, and Stanford's off to the races. Down the sideline before he's knocked out of bounds at the 44.
And that's explosive play number 1 right there, Dylan. Explosive play number 1, 10 or more yards. Tempo offense, getting the signals in from the coaches right now. First down, Tigers.
First downs tonight brought to you by Kitchen Tune-Up. Stanford's got the hot hand as of late for Broken Arrow against Edmond Santa Fe last week. 6 catches, 66 yards, 2 touchdowns. Satimba back to pass. Again, keeping it short. It's Samaj Jones. The ball's out, and Stanford jumps right on top of it. Tigers escape some danger there, and a short gain for Broken Arrow.
Number 4 just has a nose for the ball. Anywhere the ball is, number 4 is going to be around. So he saved us right there. Sophomore right there, Samaj Jones has to be able to protect the football whenever he catches the ball. Second down right now, Dylan.
That'll be Samaj Jones' first recorded catch. He had one last week, but it was called back after a penalty. They hand it off to Roberson. He's rumbling forward, and a first down for Broken Arrow on a strong run from Agent Zero.
Okay, and right there, that's exactly where you want to attack Norman North, right there off the tackle. Great play by our offensive line, opening up a hole for Octavian. And we got a first down play right inside about the 25-yard line, 24-yard line.
Another kitchen tune-up first down. Broken Arrow offense is moving here early. Snap, a handoff. Roberson again, and he charges forward for another couple of yards. And he goes down at the 26, the 21, excuse me.
Yeah, personnel change. Looks like the young Gillespie's coming in. Alex Job is also in. Number 5, Peyton Lang's coming in.
This is Titan Hicks. This package. Is the Wildcat package with the big quarterback. Number 9 takes the snap. He'll run up the middle. He's got plenty of room. Titan Hicks to the end zone. Touchdown, Broken Arrow.
And that's exactly what happened against Union in that situation right there. Union did a great job of getting the football in between the tackles right there. Broken Arrow does a great job of getting the football in between the tackles when it comes to the Titan package. 6 points for the Tigers. Now we're looking for this ensuing PAT to make it 7-0. Swinging gate action right now.
They may or may not go for the PAT. They did actually snap it last week from that position that they were just in. And this time, no, they will actually set up and take the proper PAT. Nick Irvine lines it up. Jack Gardner, the holder. Titan Hicks scores the touchdown, then snaps the football. It's up and through for Nick Irvine. So the Tigers take an early 1-touchdown lead. It is 7-0 with Broken Arrow in front on the road. Keep it right here live on ArrowVision, brought to you by Kinetic.
It's time to update your kitchen just for you. Kitchen Tune-Up will make your kitchen look and feel transformed. Let's create a kitchen that inspires and uplifts you. Kitchen Tune-Up. Update, upgrade, uplift.
Get your taste buds ready, because we're bringing all the drip and none of the drama with our new sauced and tossed Tender Bites. They're juicy, crispy, and sauced like a boss. Bite into your new obsession. Only at Slim Chickens.
Welcome back here live on ArrowVision, brought to you by Kinetic. Norman North now going to have to come back out on offense with a little bit of a hole. They are down by 1 score, and this is why. The instant replay. It's Titan Hicks. Gets the block from Alex Jobe, and he's got nothing but green grass in front of him. Easy like Sunday morning right there.
I love that song, too. Hey, look at my guy. I love it. Good job, man.
Hey, I had Kokomo in the broadcast last week.
Hey,
yeah.
that is great, brother.
And I said Domo Arigato this week. I thought about Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto, but I thought that might have been a little too much.
You're awesome, brother. But Broken Arrow did exactly what we talked about in the keys to the game. They exploited the weaknesses once again. You want to hit them in between the tackles. You want to hit them off tackle as well. You can get them in the zone action. You can get them in the power action. So we should be able to do that and continue to pound the football against Norman North tonight.
So Irvine, after knocking through the PAT, will send this one away once again. And a good start for the Tiger offense. That's been a little bit of the question mark throughout this season is, will the offense come out and handle business? Because you knew this Tiger defense was going to come out and do their part. If the offense is clicking, you know the Tigers have a dual threat out there.
And when you do what you do on defense, you take care of business in that first series, and your offense goes out and they have a pretty good rhythm. You know, granted, we got that. We were able to recover the football off of the strip to keep us in position to score the touchdown right there. So just continue to play our game, play great defense, continue to have the rhythm on offense, and get out of Norman with a victory.
First formation we see from Norman North here is a pistol formation. It's tight. Henry, the handoff. And they'll try to run to the outside, and Malik Ross jumped on the back of the running back and pulled him down.
Malik is ready to play some ball after being out for a couple weeks right there, Dylan. Great job by him. One thing I like to see from Malik is his speed today, tonight. I don't think he is wearing a brace, but I know during practice he was wearing kind of a bulky brace. Looked like the brace he has on tonight. It's a little slimmer than it was last week or during practice. So great to see how his action is and how his mobility is on that play.
2 receivers right, 2 to the left. And the running back now moves up to Henry's hip. A snap, looking to pass. Pressure from the Tigers across the middle. Was it picked off? Noah Gillespie. Are you kidding me? It feels like every week with him.
And I love it. Noah Gillespie kind of got the pressure out there on the outside from Nate Jackson. Noah Gillespie throws the ball inside to the middle in between the seams. Noah Gillespie right there playing the quarterback's eyes, doing what he does best in that situation, that coverage situation, and playing the ball and getting the interception. Once again, that's a playmaker ability right there, and Noah Gillespie is that playmaker for us.
You cannot misfire on your pass if Noah Gillespie is in the neighborhood. He will come in and he will make the grab and get an interception. He is now up to 4 interceptions this season, an incredible marker. And now the Tiger offense comes back out. Satimba pumps once, and he looks at Matthews Boudreau. Pass complete, and the Tigers in the red zone.
And that's another big play, another explosive play of 10 yards or more with the pump fake to the now screen, and then you have Zane going vertical on the outside the numbers. Big time play for the Tigers right there.
This is what Travis Hill had talked about, playing complementary football. If you get a short field from the 40-yard line, you'd better convert offensively. Satimba hands off to Roberson, just a yard short. But they are knocking on the door, and Broken Arrow trying to make this a 2-score lead early.
And I love to see the confidence out of the offensive line here. And in any one of our pass plays, Jeremiah's had time to get his feet set, throw the football, and in run plays, they've done everything they can to make sure that they open up the seams for these guys to get their run plays going.
Pistol formation. Satimba the handoff to Roberson.
met in the backfield, but he may have pushed forward for enough. They'll say he's just short again. Nice job defensively. That was number 8, one of the linebackers, I believe, for Norman North. That might have been Ben Kolar, but he's a tight end, so this may be a little bit of a defensive package for them that we don't see too often.
No, and we got Octavian kind of limping off the field, so now that's 2 guys that we have off the field that are starters. But now you got Sango in there ready to punch the ball in, so watch us go ahead and
they'll go with the Satimba sneak instead. Flags go flying, so I think this may be coming back for a false start.
I don't think we were set, tell you the truth.
Satimba rushed up to the line, and those are the little finer details that sometimes get lost when you're trying to work through a new offense and work on different looks. And it ends up with a penalty bringing this one back.
Which is okay, Dylan. I mean, it's just one of those situations where you got to make sure everybody's set because you have them reeling at this situation got right here, Dylan. So brings the ball back to about the 6-yard line.
So still definitely not out of the realm of scoring here. Shotgun formation. Stanford goes in motion. Satimba rolling right. He's got Stanford. Touchdown, Broken Arrow. It's Samaj Stanford again.
And I love the look right there, Dylan, as we roll Satimba out. And that's one thing that me and the coach were talking about on Tuesday. Like to see Satimba roll out, get a clear view, and he tosses right there into the flat area to our guy, Samaj Stanford right there.
He's comfortable on the move, and Samaj wide open. That's just pitch and catch for the quarterback and receiver.
Well, and you get the defense moving, you get them thinking one way, and you fake the run, get them thinking one way, get him outside the pocket where he can see clearly, and get it to his guy number 4 for 6.
Stanford's sixth touchdown in 3 ball games. And Irvine gets another one up and through, and a collision right in front of Irvine. 2 Norman North guys ran into each other, and this may be an injured player down for the Timberwolves. We'll break it off here and take a commercial break and come right back here live on ArrowVision, brought to you by Kinetic. Hey, Tiger fans, this year Broken Arrow is going cashless for all home varsity games.
That means all tickets are sold through GoFan. No paper tickets needed.
Debit and credit cards are still accepted at the gate.
But we still encourage you to download the GoFan app.
Have your tickets on your phone before you arrive so you can get through the gates faster.
And don't worry, our BA ticketing team will activate your ticket at the gate.
This is the fast way to get in and skip the lines.
Remember to have your tickets ready on your phone.
Go cashless and see you at the game.
Back here live on ArrowVision, brought to you by Kinetic. Nick Irvine set to kick this one away. The Tigers with a 2-touchdown lead here, and it is still early in this ball game. 6 minutes to go in this first quarter. Big interception from Noah Gillespie. He has been a stud defensively for the Tigers this season, and it's complimentary football. Broken Arrow goes down and scores even after a threatening penalty. Kept them out of the end zone at first. They still are able to punch their ticket with a pass to Samaj Stanford. And the Tigers booted away. This one may actually be able to be returned. No, it's just a little bit too long. Goes over the head of Bryce Collier once more. And so Norman North coming out on offense for the 3rd time tonight.
And, that scoring drive was 3 plays, 43 yards, took a minute and 3 off the clock. So we're getting things done quickly. Our guy, Jeremiah Satimba, 5 for 5, 72 yards and a touch. And obviously what we're doing on the ground game with Hicks, with Octavian, and with Sango, we're doing what we have to do up front. That's protecting our guy in the pocket and making good blocks up front for the run game. Now it's time for the defense to come out for a 3rd straight series and establish their dominance.
Norman North offense coming back out there one time. Still having some difficulties with Madison Dildine's mic down on the sidelines, but Coach Keenan Reed was giving a message to his defensive backs.
Well, it's about consistency, and and that's one thing we have to do is stay consistency. Stay consistent. Don't let up and deny the inside. And that's exactly what we need to do on this series.
Another short pass. This one's to Kolar, and he's tiptoeing the sideline, but they say he stepped out of bounds. He had a lot of room in front of him, so he had maybe been able to get an even larger gain out of that, but stepped out somewhere near that 30-yard line, and there is a flag down as well. So I think either way, this one was coming back.
You might have a sideline warning. I didn't see no hold on the outside, but I could be wrong. You might have a sideline warning. Or they're probably – I see a couple coaches on the sideline talking about maybe he had stepped out right there about the 26-yard line, Dylan? 26,
the flag is down near the 26, but it looked like to me if he had stepped out, it might have been somewhere around the 30. Discussion ongoing between officials. Justin Jones, the head coach for Norman North, out on the field. He wants an explanation. Travis Hill on the far side also wants one.
Well, they're moving it back.
Have not gotten a signal from the White Hat yet on what this was.
And on that previous play, I mean, you want to be able to stop them from their explosive plays because they are a team that is explosive, as one of the top leading scoring teams in the state. As the White Hat looks like he's about to make his call, he is explaining to the head coach. But you have to be able to pursue correctly, get to the sideline, stay outside as a corner. You got to stay outside. You want to turn things inside.
Coach Travis Hill was also getting an explanation on the far side. Timberwolves backing up even more now, and still no signal.
A lengthy explanation. I don't think their guys too happy about it, tell you the truth, Dylan.
It's taking this long. I think it's more than an explanation. That's a discussion.
Yeah. Blocking the back.
So the official call is blocking the back, and that's what backs Norman North up. I didn't see one, but that's not to say that there wasn't one.
Yeah. So could have happened to our guy Farrell down here. Still on the too high look. Jack Garner, take note, Jack Garner's still in, so we'll get word on what's going on with Messiah here after a while.
Shotgun formation. Henry back to pass, looking left. He goes to Kolar again. Nate Jackson, Bryson Brown, and Jack Gardner in on the tackle. Good gain with first down and long, so now it'll be 2nd and 4.
And what you want to do in this situation right here, you want to get the passing game to your hook curl areas. Try to get our safeties back down into the box, BB and Samaj into the box. Play our corners down in a press situation. Try to blow the top off, but I think we'll do a great job of reading our keys.
Hand off. Now pitched back. Henry's going to look to unload this one. Kolar's wide open on the left side. Gillespie charging over, cuts him down at the 29, but a huge gain for Norman North.
Okay, a little trickery action right there. Flea flicker action right there on this replay, as you see. Dylan gives it back to the quarterback, catches the tight end on the little rail route. Gillespie was on top of the wide receiver on there.
James in the backfield, quarterback keeper, sliding down at the 24.
Okay, and on that situation right there, tight end was just staying in, acting like he was blocking. Then he comes out for a pass and goes right down the sidelines, catches our guy off guard. Like I said, Gillespie's on the top of the route, safety's underneath it, just catches us off guard right there. Just a play they probably drew up that they knew they can get us on. A little trickery action, but that's what happens in games like this.
2nd down and 6. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Henry in motion, looking right. He finds James and brought down from behind by Bryson Brown. And a flag down.
Flag down, a little flood route concept right there, Dylan. What you want to do is you want to flood every zone in that particular offense or that particular defense. Got your quarterback rolling out. You got flat route, intermediate route, and they ran a corner route. Looks like he hit the intermediate route, but there is a flag on the play.
Again, waiting to see what the call is.
Might be a hold.
Defensive holding. So Norman North gets the benefit of the call there, but I think they'll just leave things as is after the solid gain on 2nd down.
Yeah, you want to take the play right there. But this is one of the things right here, Dylan. I mean, our defense has to buckle it down, tighten things up, bring a little pressure right here. I anticipate Coach Higgins and Coach Craver to bring pressure on this particular situation right here as we have a condensed set. from the offense.
Henry in the pistol. Faking the handoff to the running back. The end around to James, trying to find the corner of the end zone. Did he get in? Yes, he did. Just got the pylon. Touchdown, Norman North.
And a little misdirection right there. Get your eyes going, get the defense flowing one way, bringing it back the other way into the boundary. And he was led by a convoy of Timberwolves right there. Brings up 6 points, brings this game 14-6. PAT set to be made right now.
Mason James is the stud that every coach has to worry about when they play Norman North. Number 6 for Norman North. He is a wide receiver, but he's not always wide. Sometimes he's in the slot. Sometimes he works in the backfield as a running back. He's headed to Washington. That tells you enough about him. He had offers from all kinds of different schools, including OU and OSU and anybody else you can think of. Alabama had offered him. He is a star talent and a 200-meter state qualifier in track. He is a fantastic athlete. Norman North takes advantage of that. They move him around the formation, and in this case, they bring him around almost as a running back from that edge and just hand it off to him and let him do the work. And he gets there, finds the end zone, and it's 6 on the board for Norman North now.
Well, you have to account for him, and I know we were at practice the other day, Dylan, and there was a couple guys in those white uniforms wearing those particular numbers. A guy wearing his number, a guy wearing number 0, a guy wearing number 8. You have to be able to account for these type of playmakers. You know, you run a particular misdirection play. Everybody thinks the ball's going number 0. Come back around with number 6 right there. He blasts his way into the end zone, but those are things that we will make adjustments to in those particular formations right there. They just caught us off guard, and I anticipate us making the proper adjustments moving forward in this ball game.
What might be crucial in this ball game is not taking the eye candy, right? Keeping locked in on where the football
where your keys are. Yes.
Not finding somebody across the formation in motion and just believing that they're going to go get the football. You've got to make sure you're sticking to your keys and doing your job. Norman North puts the PAT up and through 14-7 with the Tigers in front here on the road. Keep it right here live on ArrowVision, brought to you by Kinetic. We're back live here on ArrowVision. Dylan Rivera with Coach Mo Wallace, and Madison Dildine is on the sidelines. Hoping to hear from her at some point tonight, if that microphone can get working for us. 4:06 to go here in the first quarter. Tigers in front by 1 score. And it was an early start for Broken Arrow, 14-0. Got that interception from Noah Gillespie. Complimentary football, go down and score and get a second one up. And now Norman North has answered back. Huge play on the pass to the tight end, Kolar, that got Norman North a lot of yardage and got him way downfield. And then Mason James able to finish the job. And he's a guy that you've always got to be keyed in on every single time he's out there on the field. And he ends up finding the very edge of the end zone, just squeaked inside that pylon. And so Norman North now trailing by just 1 score. And the deep return man for Broken Arrow here on the kickoff is Grayson Betts.
And it was the big plays. I mean, it was the big plays off of misdirection, Dylan. I mean, we talk about not letting your eyes go away. You know, we always say on the football field, hey, the pretty lady may be going this way, but the fat lady's going to be going the other way, and you better catch. You better watch out. She'll get you.
A low screamer downfield, and it ends up in the hands of Zane Matthews-Boudreau. He bounces off of one would-be tackler, tried to spin out of another, but brought down by number 12, Joseph Kelly. So the Tiger offense will make their way out onto the field, setting up shop at the 31.
Not bad field position for the Tigers. I mean, they're 2 for 2 in their offensive possessions right now. So let's go ahead and take care of business, run behind the bigs once again, keep the rhythm going. I like what we're doing on offense so far. Jay and his guys are doing an excellent job of keeping the rhythm and excellent play call so far in this series.
Irvine in motion. Hand off to Sengo, his first of the night. And he plows forward for a solid gain.
And we might get a dose of Sango. We'd like to know what's going on with Octavian as well, as he limped off the field in that last possession, last scoring possession. So you're going to get a dose of Sango running behind the pad, staying low. Looks like they're going to bracket Samaj down here at the bottom as well.
They'll go to Sango again. Right side handoff. And 2 tacklers in for Norman North. Sango, 42 carries, 193 yards coming into this ball game. 4.6 yards a carry.
Okay, now we got Titan Hicks. Preston Birch coming in, kind of a heavy package right now in this 3rd and short situation.
Preston Birch, that number 96, also listed as the reserve left tackle, but has really been converted into a tight end as the season has progressed, and he is excelling in that role. 3rd down and short. They'll go to the outside. Samaj Stanford stiff-arming, juking into the secondary, breaking another tackle, and he's still moving. An incredible feat from Samaj Stanford to turn that pass in the flat to a huge gain.
And here's the deal right here, Dylan. You have a guy playing off of him on that 3rd down and short play, and you know all it takes is just a now action right there. He's going to make a move on a guy like that. You got to be able to bracket him. You got to be able to press him and take away that now play. That real short play right there. So, and he turns a short gain into a huge gain. Another explosive play for number 4.
1st down and 10. Hand off to Sango. His blocker went down, and he's still staying up. But they'll blow the whistle. It was Titan Hicks that got caught in the middle of it.
Yeah, Sango, if Titan makes that block a little bit cleaner on that situation, Sango's probably going about 10, 12 yards on that play.
We had talked a lot about this Norman North offense. The defense has allowed 29.3 points per game. That's 9th in 6A1. Tiger offense averaging 27.8 is 10th in 6A1. They fake the handoff to Sango. Satimba looking at the end zone. Matthews Boudreau's there, but the pass is behind him.
I like to see that a little bit higher and in front of him because Zane had that guy beat in the end zone. Nice little action. Looks like we had a little corner slant action, deep corner, deep post action right there on them 2 guys. And we had the play set up. Zane had him on the inside. You put that on his numbers, a little bit high on his numbers and a little bit outside. Zane's probably in the end zone for 6 right now, 3rd down and 10.
Lang and Stanford to his right, Matthews Boudreau to his left. They'll fake the handoff. Satimba will keep it himself, and he goes down with just a gain of 1. 21 came flying in late. I don't know that he made contact with the quarterback, but he was awfully close. It'll be 4th and 9 now from the 25-yard line, and it looks like Broken Arrow will choose to go for this one. That would be a long kick for Irvine, although I believe he's got the leg to make it. And they'll trust the offense here. Minute 35 to go in quarter number 1.
Got to stop the penetration from their defensive line.
Snap to Satimba. Back to pass. Stepping up. Finding some room. Pointing, directing traffic. He'll take off on his own. Satimba picks up the 1st down and more. Trying to find the pylon. He goes down at the 5. A flag comes flying in, and we'll have to see what this call is.
So regardless, I think we got the 1st down. Penalty came in at about the 4-yard line. Hey, great job by Satimba stepping up, seeing that he did not have anything downfield, tucking the ball down, moving his feet, getting his feet going for a 1st down play, a potential 1st down play.
You and I had talked a lot about this in the summer when we were watching film from last season, how much of a threat Satimba is with his legs. If he wants to take off, if he decides to take off, it's really tough to bring him down because not only is he speedy, but he is shifty for a quarterback.
He's shifty. Block in the back.
The block in the back goes against the Tigers.
Okay, so it happened after the 1st down play, Dylan.
It was a spot foul, so it backs up from the spot of the foul, which was around the 5-yard line, so the ball placed at the 15, which is a 1st down for Broken Arrow. So a fresh set of downs, kitchen tune-up 1st down, and you're also in the Buffalo Wild Wings red zone.
Hey, let's go, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Shotgun formation. Handoff. Sango brought down from behind. Great effort from Kolar. Kolar comes in as a defensive end.
Sort of a defensive end linebacker hybrid for Norman North.
Got about 57 seconds left. I'd like to see a better job of our tackles and our guards. Just making sure we continue to block great up front. Looks like Norman North has made their adjustments. They're giving us a little bit of fits up front now with the penetration on these last few plays.
2nd down and 8, full house. And the handoff to Lang. Blocks from the receivers out in front of him, but not enough to even get back to the original line of scrimmage.
And like I said, watching film against Union last week, Union tried to get a little bit of try to go lateral on them on some plays, and Norman North was able to string it out. They were able to pursuit to the football and not give you the seams that you need, the creases that you need to try to get upfield on certain plays. And they did just exactly that on that play.
A few seconds left here in the first quarter, 3rd down and 8. Loss of about a half a yard. Satimba looks in the flat. Sengo's wide open. Makes one man miss. Into the end zone. Corey Sengo with his first touchdown on the season.
And number 7 is doing it as he catches the ball into the flats, makes a move, and puts his shoulder pads down, rams his way into the end zone. Great job by Corey Sengo. Great play call. Great job right there. Touchdown.
Flag in the backfield. Should be a roughing the passer call. Satimba had gotten rid of the football before Norman North had came flying in and hit him hard. And that is the call, so the touchdown will stand. And Broken Arrow with a 20-7 lead now, the PAT here in just a moment. And Corey Sengo getting into the end zone for the first time this season. It looked like he just looked up to the heavens and said, finally. Broken Arrow sets back up. Again, Gardner the holder, Irvine the kicker. He's already had a lot of practice with these here in just the first quarter. This will be his 3rd point after try. And once again, it's up and good, nailing that video board on the north end zone. 2-touchdown lead for Broken Arrow, 21-7 as time runs out on the first quarter. Second quarter coming your way next, live here on ArrowVision, brought to you by Kinetic.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
All in all, there's not a better place to work.
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
It's very fulfilling.
The work that we do is hard. The work that we do changes people's lives.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job. It's a calling.
Welcome back live here on ArrowVision, brought to you by Kinetic to Norman North High School. The Tigers in front, 21-7. Nick Irvine set to kick this one away from the 45-yard line of Norman North's territory because of the roughing the passer call on the touchdown to Sengo.
And Dylan, that was a great balanced drive that we just had. Took 4 minutes and 1 second off the clock, 9 plays, 69 yards. Obviously, Satimba to Sengo on the touchdown pass.
Irvine might be going for 3 here, see if he can put it through the uprights. It is a little short of that. But Norman North will take over on offense.
Do you think one day that'll actually count as points?
No. No.
Playing football in space one day?
Maybe then. Maybe then. First down and 10 from the 20-yard line for Norman North. And we had talked a lot about this offense for Norman North. So far, pretty much held in check. They had a good possession last time out, and you start to see, okay, maybe this is what the broadcasters were talking about, because they moved it down with quickness and with some ease, and now trying to see if they can repeat that same process. Down 2 scores once again. Magic number is 3 scores for Travis Hill. A tackle in the backfield coming up from the linebacker position is Malik Ross.
And we talk about the little things, on that last possession, that scoring drive by Norman North. The football program always talks about the little things. So the little things are taking care of your keys, watching your keys, make sure you don't allow your keys to take you one way whenever it should be taking you the other way. So we'll see how the adjustments of Brad Higgins and Steve Craver are for this series for the defense.
Shotgun snap to Henry. Pressure in front of him. They get it in the flat to Kolar, and he's beyond the linebacking core and into the secondary, brought down at the 44.
Nice little screen action by Norman North, taking advantage of the pressure by Broken Arrow and just getting that football right out there for a nice little screen play. Brings up first down at around midfield.
Kolar, that name familiar around these parts. That's the younger brother of Charlie Kolar, the tight end for the Baltimore Ravens, who was playing college ball at Iowa State not too long ago. Also the younger brother of John Kolar, a quarterback that was once at Oklahoma State. Henry lets the ball fly. Great defense from Bryson Brown. Just getting that hand in there defensively.
And he anticipated as we was in a too-high shell. He comes across. He sees a guy coming across his face. He goes and makes the play. And that's one thing they talked about at practice, is not allow that guy from that slot to cross your face. BB did a great job, and he blocked that. He had a pass breakup on that particular play.
Flag in the backfield. The official walking over here to give the call. And it's a hold against Norman North.
BB has the speed to make up, and he did exactly that. Slot receiver comes right across his face. He has a great PBU on that particular play right there. As there's a penalty and got a hold, take them back about 10 yards. Be probably first down and long.
Bryson Brown tied with Gaston Farrell for the second most pass breakups on the team at 6 coming into this ballgame. Kolar in motion. Henry goes back to his left side. It's Mason James. Gets by Ross. Gets by another would-be tackler. Bryson Brown now on top of him. And just like that, the Timberwolves get the yardage right back.
Okay, and Dylan, there were 3 missed tackles on that play right there, and that's one thing you have to do on a play on first down and long. You have to be able to make the tackles in open space. There were 3 missed tackles in open space, and that's why you have the big play that you have. 1st and 10 for Norman North Timberwolves.
They'll call it a kitchen tune-up first down. James the playmaker, and he has been every bit of a star here today. Looking over the top, trying to find James, and just a little bit of congestion. Got tied up with Gillespie, and that ball will fall harmlessly to the floor.
Great coverage by Gillespie. Gillespie did a great job of taking his route away. What they always talk about receivers, receiver coaches always talk to their receivers about stacking the route. He was able to take that stack away and stay on the inside and get back to the outside to force an incompletion.
Henry on the season coming in, 141 of 229. Was only 11 yards shy of reaching 2,000 already. 18 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, now 7 after throwing that one to Gillespie earlier on. Back to pass again. He's got a man dead center. Doesn't see him, and he instead goes to the right on the hitch route, and a decent gain on second down. He had downfield wide open was Afanasiev, and just didn't get it there.
And one thing that I'm impressed, and I've been watching Jack Gardner the last few plays. Jack Gardner's done a great job. I mean, I do anticipate Norman North to try to pick on him a little bit, but he's done a great job of staying in coverage and taking care of his responsibilities last few series.
3rd and 3. Trips to the left. Kolar, the tight end, on the right edge. In the backfield is number 32, Chris Razuk, and he is brought down in the backfield, but a flag goes flying in.
We might have maybe an offsides the way that play was happening right there.
Barlow was in the backfield to make the tackle. And immediately the official goes over to explain to head coach Travis Hill on the BA sideline.
It's just one of those situations where you have the snap count timed out and legal shift, but spot penalty being 4th down right there. But I mean, Barlow obviously had that snap count timed out, and he was able to force that play right there, and now we bring up 4th and about 5 or 6.
So they call it a 4th and 5, and again, this is the territory where Norman North likely to go for it. Trips to the left, Kolar on the right edge.
Got one single high safety, Samaj playing right in the middle of the field.
Mason right next to Henry. Drops back to pass. Going over the top, and he misfires. It's too long, and the Tigers hold strong on 4th down.
And I anticipated them going towards the middle of the field, even though that brought Samaj over to the sidelines right here with that corner route. But I anticipated them going to the middle of the field because you had Jack Gardner right with his guy. It looks like his guy had him beat by a couple feet, but quarterback missed that one. Jack did a great job staying in phase right there. First down going the other way for the Tigers.
I think you and I were looking at the same thing, and that was number 6.
Yes.
He was cutting across the middle, Mason James. And as we said, you got to keep your eyes on him. So I was thinking 4th down, he's going to run something quick, and he's going to be open. And same thought process. He didn't end up going to him. Handoff, Sengo, and he runs right into a pile.
Keep chipping away with the run game. So we have a little extracurricular activity going on over here at about the 34, 35-yard line. But keep chipping away. I mean, Nick Irvine right over there just, does what he does best, and he's going to play that type of football, and it's going to be physical. Bring up 2nd down and about 5 right here.
Zane Matthews-Boudreau at the bottom of the screen.
Hey, that's a single coverage. I like to see them try to make a play and go to him right now.
Lang and Stanford at the top of the screen. He'll go to Sengo again. And he runs into his blocker once again here tonight. The lead blocker this time was Tristan Silva. Starting defense for Norman North, we haven't even gotten to call those out yet. Number 9, Luke Bruner. Number 5, Josh Williams. Number 56, Anthony Turner. Number 91 is Elijah Coleman. Number 29, Trooper Jones. Number 4, Kylan Johnson, Jr. No, he is a junior, excuse me. Tate Bryan is number 7. Plowing forward. Wow, an incredibly strong run. And you can always expect that when it's in the hands of Titan Hicks.
Titan Hicks with a great play. We're going right there in between the guards and the tackle right there, finding his way in between those two guys and getting straight upfield. That's just what he does. He's going downhill. He's going to attack your linebackers and make linebackers hit him because throughout this game, your linebackers don't want to hit guys as big as him. As we're going to stick with the same formation and go empty formation again.
Rest of the defensive lineup, number 1, Max Beatty. Number 24, ball falls incomplete behind the line of scrimmage. It was headed for Tayshawn Jones-Wade. Number 24 is Luke Adams. Number 21, Ethan Rash. And number 20, Noah Frasco. It was Titan Hicks' second pass attempt on the season. And it falls incomplete.
And he's going back to tight end as we bring the regular offense back onto the field. Once again, we got Zane Matthews here at the bottom. Zane Matthews-Boudreau here at the bottom. Peyton Lang in the slot. Looks like Samaj there at the top. Might keep chipping away here on the 2nd down play, Dylan.
Play call has the Tigers moving all around. They give it off to Sengo again. And he is somehow stumbling forward, and he's got nobody in front of him. End zone. House call. Corey Sengo. Touchdown.
And that's what you want to see out of Corey Sengo. Breaking tackles at the line of scrimmage, shucking people off of him, right? We have this replay.
We've talked about his balance throughout this season. This is the epitome of balance. If you just watch him keep his feet throughout this run.
Yeah. I mean, he gets that contact right there behind the line of scrimmage, shucks another tackle off at the line of scrimmage, and just explodes out of the cannon down the field for a touchdown. Once again, Corey Sengo in the end zone for 2 straight possessions.
Hey, we've felt like Corey Sengo is one of the strongest runners all season long. We've talked about that. But we've been firm believers that he is a dude, and if you just give him the opportunity, eventually it's going to hit. Now, you got Octavian Roberson in the backfield. He's that home run hitter, but Corey Sengo, he can hit home runs too.
He's a guy that you have to continue to feed, and that's exactly what we've been doing these last couple series, is feeding him the football, especially with Octavian, whatever's going on with him on the sidelines. But especially with him on the sidelines, we got our guy number 7 doing what he does best, and that's hitting the hole, getting down the field, being a physical runner, and that's 6 points once again for the Tigers.
Well, we have a brief moment. I want to thank one of our One Club sponsors. That is St. Francis. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by the St. Francis Health System, now hiring across the region with multiple expansions, training programs, and scholarship opportunities. There's never been a better time to join a growing team committed to exceptional care. Learn more at stfrancis.com.
And once again, Dylan, this is complimentary football. Special teams is playing great because we've had 4 PATs. I mean, we've done great with the kickoff by putting the football into the end zone and making Norman North drive the football. Defensively, we've only given up 1 touchdown. And that was off of a couple misdirection plays. Offensively, it's been balanced. You know, you have your pass plays, you have your run plays, but it's been physical running, courtesy of the Tigers with Titan Hicks, with Corey Sango. You know, you got Jeremiah and the way he's been going, you know, getting out of the pocket and making plays with his feet. Just a complete football game so far in this first half.
This is a short kick. And Norman North able to tiptoe that sideline just for a moment before it went out of play. And Broken Arrow will come back out on defense.
Okay, that last scoring drive right there, courtesy of Corey Sango, rushing touchdown, 5 plays, 59 yards, 1:41. So once again, we're running the football correctly right there.
There was a different kicker out there for Broken Arrow. That was Bryce Acosta. We've seen him come in just a little bit throughout the season, just in little blips and pieces, and again, he gets the kick there.
Soccer player. Shout out to Coach Smoker.
2 to the right. 2 to the left. They bring it in tight.
Might be bringing Barlow again off the edge.
James in motion. They'll pitch it to the running back. Runs into one of his lead blockers and brought down from behind by Eddie Dennis.
Eddie Dennis coming back from injury. You know, more and more reps on the field and in practice, bringing his confidence back. He's going to be one of those guys that we'll be talking about for the next 3 years, Dylan. One of those forces on the inside. You know, Coach Whitaker talks about him a lot and says he's going to be a guy that should be one of those dudes that plays D1 here in the future.
Ash Henry going in the flat to Kolar. Jack Gardner with a great play to get down low and cut down the big man.
Hey, and great job by Jack, anticipating the throw, coming downhill, making the play low, which he has to do because he is undersized, and he's going to make that play low as we bring another. Looks like we're going a big package right here. Bringing in, taking Jack off, bringing our base defense back in.
Ayers and Manning up there on the defensive line alongside John Broll II and Josie Sanders. Now that's Eddie Dennis, and the flag comes in for John Broll, but he may have actually just signaled a false start on the offense.
Well, I can tell you right now, I mean, that official, the head coach of Norman North was just irate on the sideline, and that official decided to throw the flag, so we'll see what it's about.
So it is a false start against Norman North. And Justin Jones, the Norman North head coach, unhappy.
Well, I mean, John Broll II, obviously he didn't get into the neutral zone, but he did allow that guy to kind of twitch a little bit to start that false start.
Well, and on that end is Daniel McMorris, and he's another big-name recruit here at Norman North. 3-star left tackle, had committed to Minnesota before decommitting on September 1st. That's another matchup to watch and see how the defensive linemen handle him. Gillespie tries to knock that one out of James's hands, but strong hands from the wide receiver and a first down for the Timberwolves.
Hey, dude versus dude, and on that action right there, looks like he wins that battle on that particular play. But so far, we've kept him in check tonight. That was a great play. Quarterback stays in the pocket, had pressure coming in from both ends, and he delivers.
1st and 10 for Norman North.
I like this little matchup between Gillespie and their top receiver down here at the bottom.
Snap to Henry. Hand off. Up the middle. Good tackling by the Tigers. We saw a lot of gang tackling last week. And again here, the same case as Byron Mason is only able to get a couple.
Well, that shows you our guys are getting off of blocks. They're making their reads correctly. They've made those adjustments as Eddie Dennis is coming back in for Jackson Ayers. But you're getting your defensive linemen are getting their hands, getting the guys off of them. Linebackers running freely. So that's exactly what you see when it comes to the front seven. We have 5 or 6 guys in on the tackle.
Henry back to pass again. Looking short.
And a decent gain on second down as he connects with the wide receiver number 3. That's Aiden Williams.
Good open field tackle by Samaj right there on that play. Running a little tempo on this 3rd and short. Anticipate the Tigers bringing a little bit of pressure on this play right here. Jack Gardner runs off the field, back in the base package.
Ball on the 38-yard line. Looking back over to their home sideline, getting the call. Snap goes to Henry. Doesn't have anywhere to go with it. Pressure from Ayers, lets it fly, and it falls out of play, but there is a flag down in the backfield.
We might have a hold on 55. Might have a hold on 55.
He even just signaled to his coaches
Yeah.
that it was a hold against Norman North. 55 is McMorris, the player that I just mentioned earlier on, as being a 3-star left tackle.
And tonight he's had to go up against John Bro, who's going to give him fits. You know, Gabe Mann is also going to give him fits. Those are two guys that are two different type of players. One guy's going to bull rush you. The other guy's going to use his speed, use his hand, use his technique. So he's got to go against two different guys that he's not been able to see all season long, and those two guys are going to give him fits all night long.
Two different guys, two different styles,
Yeah.
two guys who don't care about stars.
Yeah, exactly.
3rd down and 12. The snap to Henry. Immediately whistles, and a timeout for Broken Arrow. Coach Craver was standing right by the official, and I wonder if he didn't like what he saw. So a timeout comes in from Coach Hill, and we will take a timeout as well and come right back here live on ArrowVision, brought to you by Kinetic. Hey, Tiger fans, this year Broken Arrow is going cashless for all home varsity games.
That means all tickets are sold through GoFan. No paper tickets needed.
Debit and credit cards are still accepted at the gate.
But we still encourage you to download the GoFan app.
Have your tickets on your phone before you arrive so you can get through the gates faster.
And don't worry, our BA ticketing team will activate your ticket at the gate.
This is the fast way to get in and skip the lines.
Remember to have your tickets ready on your phone.
Go cashless and see you at the game.
Tigers 3 scores up here at Norman North High School. It's 28-7. Broken Arrow defense facing a 3rd and 12 right now with Norman North high-powered offense. Been stymied so far here in the early going. Only 1 score up on the board. But one thing that will come into play is this Norman North team has been a second-half team, especially over the last 4 games. 28 points per second half in the last 4 ball games. That was 24 total against Moore, 21 versus Memorial, 37 versus Westmore, and 30 versus Union.
Wow. And our Achilles heels is the 3rd quarter. So, but we're not there yet. I mean, and like you said off air, I like that timeout by Crave and the defensive staff right there. Get us in our right position to make sure we have the successful 3rd down play on defense. Bringing in Barlow. Looks like Barlow's coming.
3rd and 12. Tigers bring pressure. Down the middle they go, and they've got a wide open running back out in the secondary, and Nate Jackson drags him down from behind. It's Byron Mason getting the big gain for Norman North.
And we looks like we brought a little twist on the backside on the boundary right there, and just got Nate Jackson one-on-one with that running back, and that running back won that battle right there to bring up 1st down. Looks like 1st inside the red zone.
1st and 10. Kitchen tune-up, 1st down, shotgun formation. Snap to Henry, looking to pass once again, going out to his right side and overthrows Kolar.
And great job, great coverage, flipping the hips, staying in phase. Good job by our guy right over there, Gaston Farrell.
Gaston Farrell in coverage. Just got his offer from Missouri State the other day, and we had talked about on the broadcast last week. It was just a matter of time before those college coaches had started hitting his line. And immediately after another good ball game against Edmond Santa Fe, he gets that offer from the Grizzlies. So congratulations to Gaston Farrell and the Farrell family.
He's
2nd down and 10.
He's one-on-one at the top.
Henry rolls left. Squares his hips, back of the end zone, and another overthrown ball for the sophomore QB. And Justin Jones is upset.
Sorry about that, Dylan. Sorry about that. Great job by our guy, Jack Garner, once again, stepping up to the challenge tonight. I thought that they would try to attack him a lot more, but they attacked him on that play. All he did was just squeeze it down, stayed in phase, squeeze it down, make the quarterback make that perfect throw into the corner, and that quarterback couldn't make that throw, so brings up 3rd down and 10 for the Timberwolves.
Henry by himself in the backfield. Back to pass, looking to his left, now across the middle. It's Kolar, and he rumbles into the end zone. Touchdown, Norman North.
And just got him isolated on Nate Jackson right there. Got him isolated. He's the number 3 receiver on the inside. Presses Nate Jackson upfield. Makes a little move into the inside, as we see on this replay. There was no middle help for Nate Jackson, and he's right up in the end zone. 6 points for the Timberwolves.
Point after try from number 95, Cooper Adams. Had a little bit of a low spin to that one, but got it through. So the Timberwolves trailing by 2 scores once again. And we will take a commercial break before we come back and bring you the rest of the second quarter live here on ArrowVision, brought to you by Kinetic.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Welcome back live here on ArrowVision, brought to you by Kinetic to Norman North High School. The Timberwolves get one back on the Tigers. It's 28-14 now. Dylan Rivera on play-by-play duties. The color analyst is Coach Mo Wallace, and Madison Dildine is our sideline reporter. The Timberwolves have gotten off to a little bit of a slow start, but that's been a theme for them over the better part of this season. And this time around, they find Charlie Kolar's younger brother, Ben Kolar, in the end zone for 6, really just short of it, and he was able to climb his way in, but he is not living in the shadow of his older brother. He is a 4-star tight end in the 2027 class. He's the number 20 tight end in that class. He has 11 Power 4 offers: OU, Michigan, Iowa State, no surprise there, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Texas Tech, TCU, Arkansas, Arizona State, Kansas, and Miami. And he is the number 2 receiver on this Norman North team out of the tight end position.
And all those schools that you just named off are traditionally known for tight ends, his size and his ability. So doesn't surprise me if those schools are coming after him.
He also plays on the defensive side of the football, and he comes back out there with the rest of the Timberwolves defense. And Broken Arrow's offense makes their way back out. Been a very successful day for them so far. 28 points up on the board.
And tell you too, Dylan, I mean, on that last call, that last touchdown play by Norman North, just a great call by their guys, catching us slipping on our particular defense.
Short gain here on first down. Pickup of 1 for Corey Sango.
And with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left, you stick with your game plan right now. You don't want to rush things. You want to continue to methodically move the ball down the field. Our offense has done a great job of putting those drives together in 4 or 5 minutes to put 6 points on the board. So we'll continue to see what Jay and his guys have in store.
We'll go to Sango again. Trying to find some running room out there on that left side, but can't do so. Just a couple more for him. And down at the 24, make it the 25. So it'll be 3rd down and 5 here for Broken Arrow with 3 minutes left in the second quarter.
Okay, so you're manageable. Looks like they're going nickel defense for the Timberwolves. Zane Matthews-Boudreau in the slot.
Satembo rolls right. He's got Lang in the flat, connects with him. Ball caught by Lang, and he makes one man miss as he steps just past the first down marker. Couldn't have been more than just a half a yard to a full yard, but a first down for the Tigers.
And they give it to him. little tempo action by the Tigers. Semi-tempo as they're looking off to the sidelines. Once again, right now, too high safety looks like from Norman North. You got one-on-one right down here with Zane Matthews.
Satimba looks at Matthews Boudreau, but it's not there. He's going to have to scramble out to his left, going for the long ball here to Stanford. And in tough coverage, that one falls incomplete. Well defended by Norman North's number 15, John Paul Lundquist.
And like you said, he was looking for Zane Matthews Boudreau. Zane Matthews Boudreau just couldn't blow the top off on that. Looks like it was a hitch and go going on right there. So we got to be able to. Looks like we got a timeout, by an official's timeout. But our guy Jeremiah rolls back around, tries to throw the ball up for Samaj, and Samaj does a great job of kind of breaking that play up, just to prevent an interception.
John Paul Lundquist is the leading defender in the secondary for Norman North. 3 interceptions and 5 pass breakups on the season, now 6. Sengo charging forward, pushing those legs, and just moving a defender all the way to the 40-yard line.
And that's a great job as he beat Moody to the block. I mean, Moody's trying to come off a block and try to make that block right there for Sengo, but he beats him to the guy and gets a first down, or close to a first down.
They'll pitch to Sengo. Running right behind Devin Smith. He's able to move the chains and a kitchen tune-up first down.
Hey, keep going with it. We got a little tempo action going on right here. We got flag.
Flag late. I didn't see what it was. We'll have to await, but obviously anything after the play is probably nothing good.
So it looks like it'll still be a first down if it was after the play, Dylan.
They look like they're about to back the Tigers up.
That's first down. Dead ball. Personal foul. Here. Dead ball. Personal foul. Defense.
So instead they will offset. So one against the Broken Arrow Tigers and one against the Norman North Timberwolves. And with the offsetting penalties, everything remains as is. I didn't see any sort of a scuffle, so it must have been words said or just a small push or something along those lines, because it didn't look like any big skirmish over there.
Hey, that's pretty good officiating when you call it against both guys.
Grayson Betts in the backfield now with Jeremiah Satimba, Titan Hicks the tight end, and now another flag out.
Looks like that false start. Probably on the tackle. Left tackle.
It is against Broken Arrow. Grayson Betts getting his first action here tonight. Had 9 carries for 40 yards against Edmond Santa Fe. That was his most work this year. First down and 15. And they'll give it off to number 30. Makes one guy miss in the backfield and does a nice job of at least getting a couple there, because he was under some heat.
Yeah, he was under some heat. He was stopped in the backfield, and he did a great job of getting out of that tackle for a positive gain, bringing up second down and long for the Tigers. You know, even though we're playing behind the chains, minute 20 left on the clock, you know, we still have to sit up there and continue to get back in the rhythm, because right now I think we're out of rhythm playing behind the chains right now.
Shotgun formation. Hicks goes in motion. Satimba is looking at Hicks. Deep ball, and it's too long for Hicks.
Hicks goes in motion once again, trying to find a little rail route is what we call it, down the sidelines. Great job by their defender by blocking him off from the sidelines from the pass as they bring Hicks in, the Hicks package. Gillespie, Lang, looks like Alex Job is in as well.
1 minute to go here in this second quarter. The snap to Hicks. Fakes one way and runs right up the middle. A huge gain on third down and long. And now there's an opportunity to move the chains here on fourth. 4th and 1. Tiger offense will stay out there. And I would imagine this will be a handoff to Sengo. Trying to get Norman North to jump first. Time running low here.
curious what the strategy is here for the Tigers. It looks like they may just call the timeout at the last possible moment. And I guess give this ball back to Norman North. Odd that you wouldn't try to go for it with 4th and 1. Maybe they will, and maybe they're going to try to get something out of this, but only 14 seconds left. You got to imagine that that's going to come up empty-handed unless you get a big home run play.
And a considerable amount of time came off the clock, Dylan. I mean, whenever I looked up, there was 25 seconds left on the clock whenever he did go into his cadence and just looks over to the sideline and don't know if they were trying to talk to the official or just say stop or – you know, what the strategy is here, but hey, you know, they are the coaches. They're the ones that are down there. They're the guys that are 4-2, you know. So, I mean, we'll see what this 4th and 1 probably brings for the Tigers. But, you know, once again, the rhythm is kind of off a little bit, you know. You want to keep that rhythm going, keep consistent with it, and that's one thing that is talked about in this program is just consistency throughout. So we'll see what brings in this 4th and 1 play.
Offense makes its way back out onto the field. It doesn't necessarily mean that they won't punt this. Normally, Satimba handles a lot of the punting duties. Hicks in motion. They will hand it off to Sengo to get that first down, and he makes another man miss following those lead blockers. And oh my goodness, Corey Sengo's gone to the end zone. Touchdown, Sengo.
Dylan, that's one of those plays where it's like, get off me, get off me, get off me. I'm running to the end zone as we see here shortly on this replay. I mean, Sengo just gets the ball. He has the first down. Great job. Plays the guy out of bounds, or out of his way. Goes right between the guy. Number 20 tried to rip it from him. You're not going to get it from number 7, and he's in the end zone for 6 points. Great job by the Tigers. Hey, the strategy worked. 3.7 seconds left on the clock. Strategy worked. 4th and 1 play. We get 6 points out of it. Great job by the Tigers up by 3 scores now.
I said from that place on the field with 14 seconds left, the only way you score is with a home run play. And Corey Sengo said, well, give me a second. I'll show you what I'm about to do.
I mean, it's like it is baseball season. I mean, is that a Freddie Freeman home run right there?
My goodness. Encroachment against the defense here on the extra point attempt. So they may try to go for this. They do run a different unit out there. So Tigers will try to use that advantage to try to get more points on the board. Hicks will now line up behind Case and Isham. Irvine and Job back there. 3 tight ends in the backfield. And Hicks trying to get around that edge, wrapped up by the ankles, stretching it across, and he's in for 2. 36-14, Broken Arrow in front of Norman North here. A huge lead for BA on the road.
Got a flag coming in late. But Titan Hicks using his strength, using his size, using his height to get that ball right across the goal line. As we see here on this replay.
He's no stranger to the end zone. Found it plenty of times out at Locust Grove last year, and then this season 4 touchdowns on the ground already before this contest. And there's another one to his tally. 3 seconds left until halftime, and the Tigers up 36-14. And I got to be honest with you, I think even some of the most optimistic people probably didn't have this on their score sheet at half.
And I'm with you. But, I mean, but this is something that's been brewing. This is something we've been looking forward to. But it's all about 3.7 seconds left. How do we come out in the third quarter? I mean, I think that is what remains to be seen. We know we can put together 2 quarters. We know we can put together a great first half. We know we can close games out. Now, how do we come out at halftime? You know, so. But I think, like you said, this is something that we haven't been able to anticipate. But this is something we've known is out there, and Tigers are playing great football now.
To that point, the Tigers had a 4-touchdown lead against Edmond Santa Fe just last week at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
Now here up by 22 before the break. And Edmond Santa Fe was able to come out and get 2 unanswered touchdowns before the Tigers got up on the board with a field goal. So you've got to watch that third quarter, got to be weary of it. Broken Arrow knows about it. I told you this on the car ride down here, that We talked to Travis Hill, and the first thing that he brought up on Inside Tiger Football was the third quarters.
Yeah.
We talked to Jeremiah Satimba on that same program. The first thing he brought up was the third quarters. So they're no stranger to it. They know what their problem is. They know what they had to fix this week, and we'll have to see once that third quarter kicks off what it looks like. And speaking of kickoffs, once again, it's Acosta with the pooch kick. And Norman North going to try to make something happen here with just a couple of seconds left. They will not do so. So time runs out on the first half. The Tigers in front by a score of 22. It's 36-14. And Broken Arrow leading the way here on the road against a Norman North team that has looked formidable this season. We looked at this contest and said this was one the Tigers were going to have to circle and be prepared for.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're prepared for it.
Well, it was a game that was part of that stretch. It's that 3-game stretch that we looked at when we looked at the schedule in the summer going into the early fall, that we have to take care of business if we want to be one of those teams that have that first round bye and have that home playoff game in the second round. And right now we're taking care of business, Dylan.
We've got a lot of really cool features coming up here at halftime, including one on a volleyball star. And that team, hey, they're getting ready to start fighting for a state championship as well. They'll be in the state tournament next week, so keep an eye out for that on BA Tiger Sports social media pages, and we'll try to follow along on ArrowVision as well as we can throughout their postseason run as well. We thank you for tuning in here on this first half. We still got a second half to go as well, though, so don't go anywhere. Keep it live here on ArrowVision, brought to you by Kinetic.
Hey Tiger fans, this year Broken Arrow is going cashless for all home varsity games.
That means all tickets are sold through GoFan. No paper tickets needed.
Debit and credit cards are still accepted at the gate.
But we still encourage you to download the GoFan app.
Have your tickets on your phone before you arrive so you can get through the gates faster.
And don't worry, our BA ticketing team will activate your ticket at the gate.
This is the fast way to get in and skip the lines.
Remember to have your tickets ready on your phone.
Go cashless and see you at the game.
$1,500 is a big number. That's how many times senior Lily Boswell has set her teammates up to score. A career number that she says she's worked hard to reach.
I wasn't even a setter until my freshman year. I was an outside. And the change was tough and it was a lot. It all started my 14th club year. He was like, our setters aren't doing the job. You have pretty good hands. That's where it all started. I just think it's a lot of time you have to put into it to be accurate. I do stay after practice a lot and set with Shira and Aaliyah. We do a lot of reps, and I think it's finally paying off.
It was in the middle of a road match with Muskogee that Boswell reached the number. Not knowing how close she was to the assist record, Boswell wasn't expecting anything, but she knew something was different that night.
Right before the game, we always talk in the office, and I was the only one that walked out, and the door slammed right behind me, so I knew something was up. And then they were talking there for like 5 more minutes, and I was confused on why I was the only one not in there. It was weird whenever he had the JV and freshman team come behind the bench. I was like, this is definitely weird. And before that game, he talked about how our energy was low from the Washington tournament the weekend before, so I thought maybe he was bringing them over there to like hype up everything, but then all of a sudden he called a timeout in like the middle of us serving, and I was like, okay. And then they all swarmed me, and I was like, wow. I was really confused at first because they were just all jumping at me, and I was like, what's going on? And then Bullen brought over the ball and the poster. They made a poster for me, and I was like, wow. I had an idea that something was going on. I just didn't think it was that.
The moment head coach Ian Bullen handed her the golden ball is a moment she won't ever forget.
I thought we were both gonna cry, but it was in the middle of the game, so I was like, okay, I've got to keep myself together. And I was just like, wow, this actually means a lot because my assists have finally, I don't know. I've worked so hard.
With ArrowVision, I'm Dylan Rivera.
Hey Tigers, I'm City Manager Michael Spurgeon. The city is preparing for the next general obligation bond election in April of 2026. Just like the improvements to Albany Street in front of the high school, bonds help pay for upgrades to public infrastructure like streets and intersections, public safety services, parks improvements, and more here in our great community. To find out more about the bond process, visit the city website. Thank you for helping us build our future. Broken Arrow, enjoy the rest of the game.
Hey BA Tiger fans, now's the time to show your school spirit. Support your favorite school with the Broken Arrow School Pride debit card from TTCU Federal Credit Union, the only card that gives back to Broken Arrow every time you use it.
Since the program began, TTCU has donated over $350,000 to Broken Arrow Public Schools. That's a lot of support from fans just like you.
Whether you're a student, parent, or a proud Tiger fan, your everyday purchases can make a difference.
With TTCU, you're not just banking, you're backing your school and local community. Join the thousands of TTCU members who are already using the Broken Arrow card.
It's super simple. Use your BA card and TTCU donates.
Thank you, TTCU, and thank you, Tiger fans. Support our school with every purchase. Go Yay!
I would say today is incredibly important because it gives students an opportunity to not only learn more about other countries, but it gives our students who have been researching different cultures to explain it in a way that other students will understand.
I think it's important because people like Broken Arrow persons in here doesn't know like what type of country that culture come from, and like they want to know like what it means, but they don't like research because of the time or like what they need to like know about it.
This is a great opportunity for us to share with you guys like information about Hispanic culture, since you guys are like have never really been to any of these ones. I feel like really happy because I get to like express how excited I am for you guys to teach you guys more about our country, because yeah, we have different culture, and like the fact that we get to like be all together and like we can teach you guys and you can teach us.
I was talking to them about like the Dominican painting dishes. Like I was talking to them about when they were making, where it used to be, like where like they were doing in there, like why they changed it from that type of country.
We all have to work together, and we also need to understand everyone's backgrounds so that we can create a community of inclusion and acceptance. And so what our students are doing today absolutely adds to that here at BAFA.
All in all, there's not a better place to work.
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
It's very fulfilling.
The work that we do is hard. The work that we do changes people's lives.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job. It's a calling.
It's time to update your kitchen, just for you. Kitchen Tune-Up will make your kitchen look and feel transformed. Let's create a kitchen that inspires and uplifts you. Kitchen Tune-Up. Update, upgrade, uplift.
Get your taste buds ready, because we're bringing all the drip and none of the drama with our new sauced and tossed Tender Bites. They're juicy, crispy, and sauced like a boss. Bite into your new obsession. Only at Slim Chickens.
Hey Tiger family, Dylan Rivera here with your monthly update on the exciting progress we're making thanks to your continued support of the 2023 bond issue. This month, we're taking a look at one of the most anticipated projects, the Broken Arrow Aquatic Center, which is located right here at the Kirkland Activities Complex. This state-of-the-art facility was originally approved by voters in the 2015 bond, revoted in 2023 as we explored location options, and has now reached a major milestone in the planning process. The schematic design phase is complete, and we're currently in the design development stage, where every detail of the pool, spectator seating, and training spaces is being carefully refined. Bid packages will be prepared during the spring semester, with construction scheduled to begin by the end of the 2025-26 school year. Once crews break ground, the project is expected to take about 16 months to complete. When finished, this facility will give our student athletes a competitive home for swimming and diving, while also creating opportunities for district programs and community use. And if you're wondering where our swim team is practicing in the meantime, we'd like to say a big thank you to Lifetime Fitness for opening their pool facilities to our students while the Aquatic Center is being built. This project represents another major step forward for Broken Arrow. We're so grateful to our community for making this project possible and can't wait to see the impact it has on our students for years to come. Be sure to tune in with us next month for more bond project updates. And until then, remember that in Broken Arrow Public Schools, the best is yet to come.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
Oh, I got my order wrong. This is me, Jessica. And this is Jessica, not my coffee. And my friend said, oh wait, Quick Trip. And she said, you don't have to tell me your name. Please, serve yourself. And I was all, oh, then this happened.
Yeah, someone stole my drink.
That's how I learned Quick Trip has lattes on tap. And I will never have to tell a barista my name again. Quick Trip, raise your coffee bar.
Hey Broken Arrow, I'm Kristen Chenoweth and you're watching ArrowVision. I remember in the beginning when we started this, someone said, if you make it 10 years, then you're a real thing. And here we are at 10 years, and I'm elated because I know we're changing lives in a very powerful way through my favorite milieu, which is the arts. What I'm so proud of, we, because I didn't do this by myself, are seeing the fruits of our labor. I see kids getting out there, finding their tribe, I call it, and staying in touch. And the thing I'm most proud of, yes, I'm glad when they light bulb moments happen and we have 3 finalists in Jimmy Awards just this year. We have so much success, is that they make lifelong friends. They stay in touch, they love on each other, they care about each other, they're encouragers of each other, and that is what I'm most proud of.
For somebody who's lived in Oklahoma my whole life, I think it's very important to have something like this here because we don't get a lot of theater expertise here. And having all of these professionals coming in, being eager to teach you, and just having all of this experience and being able to be with all these people as like-minded as you is really special.
Our
our mission with the boot camp is to really serve through your art. And so we brought the Stars on Stage program from Broken Arrow Public Schools into the mix. And so we do a Saturday night meet and greet with the kids. So our artists are kids with special needs, and they have a peer mentor that partners with them. And that peer mentor is just a shadow to help support that kid do a role in a full-fledged musical. And it really becomes a moving segment of the camp. It really is an impactful moment. It teaches us to stand back and to help others and support them by using our talents to do that support.
I really decided this year to audition for it because I've always had a hard time in the past putting myself out there and like having belief in myself. But being here has really increased my self-confidence and really taught me that I can do these things even if somebody tells me that I can't because I'm not skinny enough, I'm not pretty enough. And it's really amazing to me how much just in this week that I've grown just as a person and had all these experiences and been with all of these people.
The reason it's successful is it's in Broken Arrow. New York has a million of these, but it doesn't have our charm, it doesn't have our preciousness, and it doesn't have what we have, which is special. What it has changed within me is to help me go back into another time when I remember why I did it, for the love of it. I just go back to being a nerdy theater kid, and I go back to who I really am at the heart of me. And it's changed my life for the better.
Welcome back live here on ArrowVision, brought to you by Kinetic. The Tigers in front of the Timberwolves, 36-14. And before we get started here on the rest of our halftime show, I want to thank Tulsa Bone & Joint for sponsoring our broadcasts. They are proud to serve as the official team orthopedist for Broken Arrow Athletics. With 4 orthopedic urgent care locations, you can walk in and see a specialist, no appointment needed. Tulsa Bone & Joint, moving life forward. Well, Coach, we have talked about it, this Norman North team being a second-half team, the Tigers struggling in the third quarters. This will be really the deciding factor, I think, in the ballgame, is if here in this third quarter, Norman North is able to catch up.
I like to be a fly on the wall in that locker room for the Tigers to see what Coach Hill has said to them. I mean, obviously, just like you said about the Inside Tiger Football interview, what Jeremiah said on the Difference Maker of the Game interview during that Inside Tiger Football podcast, we all know. I mean, we know up here in the booth. They know down there in the locker room. They know they're in the program. So what's this third quarter going to bring? I mean, obviously we'll come out on defense again, I think, probably. But, hey, just go out there and play football, continue to play consistent football from what you played in the first half, and continue to do what you do best, and that's go out there and stuff and run the football down their throat and play solid defense.
The numbers to go alongside what we're talking about here looks like this. The first quarter, the Tigers coming into this ball game had given up 7 points defensively, had given up 10 points to their opponents in the second quarter. Third quarter, 63, and then the fourth quarter, 20. So obviously a huge peak in that third, and that means that the coaches have got to go back to the drawing board here in this third quarter and go back to the drawing board at halftime. Try to be prepared for any adjustments that Norman North might make, but also be prepared to make adjustments of their own.
Exactly, and I think I said it last week. It's one of those things that I would just wish that we just go ahead and play 4 quarters all the way through. You know, don't worry about halftime. I mean, halftime's 20 minutes. Obviously, you got to let the band do what they got to do, and you got to have your rest. But let's go out and play football for 4 straight quarters, and we'll see what we have. But, I mean, I anticipate Brad Higgins and our guy Steve Craver to do what he has to do what they both have to do, and make those particular plays and those adjustments in the second half and coming in the third quarter.
Well, a lot of first half highlights, and one guy I'm sure we're going to see a lot of here in these is Corey Sengo. But we start with Titan Hicks on a run up the middle. He had nobody touching him on the way into the end zone. And then Satimba faked the underneath route, threw it up over the top. Matthews Boudreau able to reel it in. A great catch from him. And then Satimba rolling right. That was the first touchdown for Corey Sengo. Or actually, no, that was Stanford out in the flat. And then Sengo got a later receiving touchdown. This was Stanford getting the ball in the flat and then making chicken salad out of chicken something else. There was nothing but Norman North in front of him, and he was able to get a huge gain. And this was the one to Sengo, the one out in the flat, and he was able to make one-man miss and then find the end zone. But again, we're going to see a lot of Corey Sengo on this thing because he got not only one, but he got 2 and 3 touchdowns in this ball game, and this one was number 2, keeping the balance, stiff-arming one of the defenders on his way to pay dirt, and a lot of excitement as he's able to really finally get on the score sheet. He had not done so yet this season, and this one was number 3, following Devin Smith, running right through another defender that tried to strip him, and he's able to punch it in for the 3rd time in just one half. And then Titan Hicks on the 2-point conversion, able to stretch it out and get across the goal line, and that gets you to 36 points at half. The Tigers in front by 22, and Corey Sengo carrying the load.
And what I love about Corey in the way his running style is he's going to make one move and get back on path. That's what running back coaches like Jeremy Smith always talk about. Make a move, get back on path, get vertical, get north and south, whatever you got to do, but you always want to run north and south, and Corey does that, and that's just his running style.
So we've had some technical difficulties with our sideline reporter Madison Dildine's microphone, so we unfortunately will not be able to go to her tonight. But you know what? This is the year 2025, and we have text. So
yes.
we're just going to get sideline texts from Madison Dildine.
No more message in the bottles.
No. Our Spring Dental halftime interview is brought to you via text by Madison Dildine here tonight. And the words of Coach Hill here talking about the third quarter. He said it has been our worst quarter all year, so have to come out fast and score one more time to get them out of this ball game. And that's always been his MO, is trying to make sure you're 3 scores in front. Well, you are right now, but in a third quarter, you might want to be 4 scores in front if you're Broken Arrow.
And that's important. I mean, that's something that when you have a ball club like BA and we're teaching these kids how to win ball games, you got to come out in the third quarter and you got to be able to put the nail in the coffin. And we're in that particular boat right now with the situation that we can put the nail in the coffin to extend this lead.
A couple of quick injury updates. Messiah Owens was in a sling on the sideline with ice on his arm, so it looks like he will be out for the night, and Jack Gardner will take over full-time in that hybrid linebacker corner position, that nickel back that the Tigers operate with in certain sets. So a bigger load for Gardner. And also on the offensive side of the football, Octavian Roberson, we were curious as to whether there was an injury or not. They did have to re-tape him a little bit, but said that he should be able to get back out there and get a few more snaps. They've just been riding the hot hand with Corey Sengo, so nothing of concern there as far as injury for Octavian Roberson.
Well, and that's what you do. I mean, you hold your guy out. You tell your guy, like, hey, this might be a situation where we'll just go ahead and be cautious and just go ahead and hold you out. Corey's doing the job. He's staying healthy, and that's one thing we're doing at that position. We also have bets at that position. But Jack Gardner's done a great job at that hybrid position so far in his first half, and I like to see what he's going to do in the second half as well.
The interesting thing is that a lot of times in high school football you see a really dominant running back or somebody that really gets a lot of the carries, and you start to think, okay, well, that's the number one guy. He's going to get all the work. And as Coach Travis Hill told me on Inside Tiger Football, that's not going to be the case with this Tiger team. They've got 3 running backs that they truly believe in, and it's going to be a rotation. It's just going to be whoever's got the hot hand, whoever is practiced well this week, whoever happens to just be in better form at the time. And right now the form is with Corey Sengo, so you keep riding Corey Sengo and let him carry you all the way to victory. And right now, 36-14, the Tigers in front, and Corey Sengo has a lot to do with that. And speaking of running backs, Grayson Betts, the deep return man for the Tigers here on the kickoff team, and he's making a lot of guys miss. Plenty of room out to that left side, and finally brought down around the 22-yard line, which doesn't sound like enough because he ran a lot of yards from one side to the other.
He's going to break one day in the next 3 years, returning kicks back there, Dylan. But, you know, another thing about Corey is the fact that he fits well into this game plan so far and what we're doing. I mean, I know you started Octavian in the game, but Corey fits well into the game plan against Norman North, and that's getting north and south on Norman North and hitting those guys in between the tackles.
First down and 10. Satimba in the backfield. Pitches it over to Betts. And he goes down after a gain of just about 2. J.J. Brashears had taken his defender all the way out to the 40-yard line.
Well, they always say drive for 5. J.J. looked like he drove for about 20 right there.
He looked like he was driving him all the way down to Texas.
Yeah. Down I-35.
Receivers out there, Matthews, Boudreau, and Lang on the bottom of your screen. Betts in the backfield. He'll hand it off again. Makes a couple of cutbacks, but unable to escape the pressure from the Timberwolves, and he goes down at the 26-yard line.
And going back to the first half, Dylan, I like the way that we drove the football on Norman North. You know, the first possession, 7 minutes and 38 seconds off the clock. You know, 6 minutes and 2 seconds. You know, and obviously what we did on that last series, 10 plays, 80 yards. 3 minutes and 50 seconds.
Timeout from Norman North. Something was miscommunicated on that defensive side, and the coaching staff unhappy as they bring their Timberwolves over to the sideline. Still 10 minutes and 46 to go here in this third quarter. We're going to keep it right here. I want to tell you about one of our One Club sponsors. I want to tell you about the Broken Arrow Public Schools Foundation. They are covering the cost to send your 5th grader to BizTown again this year. Visit bapsfoundation.org for more info. I went to BizTown, actually, when I was in 5th grade. Believe it or not, my job, reporter.
I mean, the path is just, I mean, the stories I've heard.
It was laid out for me.
I mean, it's been laid out for you for your entire life. I mean,
maybe I didn't realize it in 5th grade.
I mean, we talked about ArrowVision, you having a resource for ArrowVision, you not knowing what you wanted to do as a freshman, and this just popped up. So, I mean.
You know what? BizTown knew.
I didn't have the benefit of BizTown. I mean, my kids do. So,
what were they?
There you go. You're about to say something.
What were they at BizTown?
Don't know yet because I have a 5th grader now. She's going later on this year.
She's going to BizTown, covered by the Broken Arrow Public Schools Foundation. How about that? It was meant to be. They're down in 6. Satimba back to pass. Immediate pressure from Norman North. He's trying to escape it. Can't get rid of the football. Flag goes down late. And that may have been a face mask as it was coming in right around the hit. I think Satimba just signaled that too, trying to fix his face mask. White Hat comes over to make the call.
We got saved on that one, Dylan.
It is a face mask against Norman North. And Satimba did a nice job just trying to evade, but the only thing you might say is try to get rid of the football in that situation.
Looks like Madison was editor-in-chief. Hashtag journalist. Everybody just had the benefit of BizTown. I mean, come on, guys.
I wonder what you would have been. They didn't have football coach at BizTown.
Oh, man.
You probably would have been the mayor the way that you shake hands around here.
There you go.
Titan Hicks up the middle. And he's able to plow forward for a solid gain on first down.
And once again, we got a gift right there with that face mask call. So it gives us a fresh set of downs, brings up second down and short right here close to midfield. So keeping with the tempo that we've had as we got Peyton Lang and Gillespie and looks like Matthews Boudreau right here at the bottom in his trips formation.
Hicks, the snap. Got caught up behind the block from Alex Jobe, but still able to crawl forward just beyond the 50-yard line. And it won't be enough to move the sticks, but it is enough to make it maybe just the distance of the football to the first down marker.
And bring it in a heavy package right here. Grayson Betts coming in and running back. Kind of a heavy package. Got Jeremiah back in, third down and about one, maybe a long one right here.
Not sure about this spot, but Satimba will try to sneak it in again. The flags go in as soon as Satimba gets up under center. The second time that's happened here on that same play.
Well, you got to be able to let your guys set. I mean, I know it's one of those plays where you want to run fast with it, try to catch the defense off guard, but you got to be able to let your guys set.
So it'll be encroachment on the offense. 3rd down and 6.
Opens up the playbook a little bit. Probably get a situation where you get your guys in flat routes, probably a little quick slants. Probably catch them off guard with something deep down the field. But looks like we're going to line up in a tight, condensed formation.
Grayson Betts in the backfield. The snap to Satimba, looking to his left, faking on the hitch, going for the long ball, and it falls incomplete. He was looking at Samaj Stanford, and it'll bring up 4th down for Broken Arrow.
And he had him. He had a couple steps on him right there, Dylan. I mean, our guy Jeremiah put it in where he needed to put it in, and that's over the shoulder, right towards the sideline. The only his guy can get it. Looks like we just missed that pass right there, missed that catch. 4th down and long for the Tigers.
Those were the passes that were Satimba's Achilles heel last week. Misfired on 3 long passes, and that time had it in a pretty good spot. It just wasn't able to be reeled in by Stanford. So the Tigers look like they're going to punt this one away. And a flag down again in the backfield. Satimba gets it away, nearly blocked. And the return man will take it and bring it over to the left side. Now back over to the right. It's Collier and Irvine and Ferguson in on the tackle, but 2 flags down.
A lot of laundry on the field.
So the officials will come together to discuss this one and see just exactly what went wrong out there.
You know, not what we wanted to start as on offense right there. I mean, you want to kind of get the football, make some noise, get the football down, try to get 3 points at least out of it. We played behind the chains, kind of got a little gift with the face mask, but we still didn't accomplish what we needed to accomplish on that offensive series. But here, it's on the defense to come out and shut them down and hopefully get our offense back on the field to get back in the rhythm.
Against Edmond Santa Fe, BA had 2 empty possessions to start the 3rd quarter.
Yeah.
And that set really a tone for the 3rd quarter and how it was going to go. And then you get the Wolves really a bonus touchdown because it was off of a deflection. But as we had talked about, right place, right time. Doesn't just happen by coincidence. This is an illegal shift on Broken Arrow in the backfield and a block in the back against Norman North. So those will offset. And they will redo the 4th down play. So 4th down and 6 once again for Broken Arrow. And I wouldn't be too surprised if they still punted this one away, but maybe they try to change things up here.
I mean, it's being talked about. I mean, it's something. What do you feel? You talk to your quarterback. I mean, you talk to your guys, talk to your offensive staff. You know, Jay and Levy are down there discussing some things. You know, but it's something you want to talk about. I mean, obviously, you have a 4th down and long. You're at about the 45-yard line, your own 45-yard line. Do you want to give them the ball back right there, or do you want to try to just go ahead and flip the field position and let your defense come out and stop them in their first possession of the 3rd quarter?
Looks like they will trust the defense here. Satimba waits and then lets it go. This one not as successful of a punt, but it will roll out of play just beyond the 30-yard line and out of bounds short of that 25. A lot of whistles, and another flag down near the 31-yard line, and this one may be against Norman North.
So we'll see.
They may have roughed the kicker. I can imagine that's the only thing that would be that far back.
Well, they're saying off the field for the defense, so we'll see if it was after the punt, which would have been a change of possession.
Justin Jones livid with the head man on the officiating crew.
Looks like it might be a personal foul on one from what we're hearing from the sidelines from Madison.
Justin Jones might need to be careful here. If he takes things too far, he could be in a little bit more of hot water. Norman North fans giving him a round of applause for letting the officials hear it.
Well, I mean, been in that situation before, Dylan. We'll see about them talking about this once again. The officials have had quite a long night of discussing calls for an extended period of time.
I wonder what their time of possession has been here in this ballgame.
It's been more than Norman
We
North.
might need to, when we watch this game back, we need to have a stopwatch and see how long they've had the ball game held up.
That should be a stat. We should talk to Skip about that. Put that in the column. Time of possession for officials.
So it is against Norman North for a personal foul, and they will still get the ball right back, but they get it back deep in their own territory. It'll be at the 14-yard line.
And obviously you really flipped the field position right here. So, but, I mean, you got a situation where it's 36-14. Norman North's kind of out of their game plan. They kind of wanted to have a balanced attack coming into this game, but they have been successful on some pass plays. We'll see if they want to get it to their guys, number 6, number 8, number 0. So their quarterback's done a pretty good job in the pocket tonight, but we'll see what our defense has in store. Watch John Brolin, this D1 tackle on this series as well.
Pistol formation. They'll hand it off to Mason, and John Brohl wins it immediately, right on cue. JB2 with the tackle.
And I'm going to tell you right now, John Brohl II took that block on, used his hands, and just threw him off. As you see on this replay right here, Dylan. Hands, get him off of him, makes the play. Wow. I think some D1 schools need to be looking at John Brohl II tonight after what he's been doing to that tackle all night long.
That one will put you on notice for sure. Second down and 9. Henry rolls out right. Scott Kolar, Jack Gardner wrapping up low once again, and he has been really solid against that tight end when it comes to bringing him down.
And that's what you want to see out of Jack. I mean, obviously he has not played a lot of varsity action tonight. Just played before tonight. He played a lot of cleanup duty, but he got thrusted into a role real quick. And he does his work in the film room, and he does his work on the practice field whenever they do have the twos out there. So, not surprisingly, that Jack Gardner's done a great job so far tonight.
Former QB, high IQ player, and getting a major opportunity here today. Barlow knocks down the running back as the pass falls incomplete. And that will bring up 4th down now for Norman North.
Barlow laying the wood right there. That's what we used to say back in the day, laying the wood off that incomplete pass. Defense is doing their job, 3rd and short. Let's see if we can get off the field right here.
Called a face mask against the Tigers. And Coach Hill looks puzzled, trying to figure out where it was. And a 1st down for Norman North. Feels like both head coaches not too happy with this officiating crew here tonight.
I will tell you right now, I think Coach Hill's he's a lot more calm in his later on in his career when it comes to speaking to officials and taking the calls that he's taken so far in this game. So, I mean, I'm anxious to see why that call was made when we watch this film back.
Henry looks at Kolar again, pushes that shoulder pad hard into Bryson Brown, and it takes a couple of Tigers to bring down the big tight end. And he goes down at the 45.
And that is a big tight end, I can promise you that. I mean, what you see on television, but what we're seeing right now with our real-time eyes is a kid's a hoss.
Henry by himself in the backfield. Kolar in motion. Now another one in motion, and they'll drop back to pass. Henry looking for the long ball. It's Mason James downfield, and a lot of congestion. No flag goes out, and both Timberwolves downfield unhappy.
And you run a route right into the official that's in that middle of the field right there, and you got Samaj, you got Gillespie on top of those routes, and they just run right into each other, and they run right into the official. Just incomplete pass brings up 3rd down and about 1. That was a good shot right there. I mean, that's a good play call. We got 2nd down and 1. You want to make that type of a shot.
So it's 3rd and short. 1 yard to the 1st down marker. Henry looking to his right, firing at James. That ball came in with a lot of steam on it, and it goes soaring past Mason James. It'll be 4th down now for Norman North and a decision to be made.
And obviously I think they're going to go for it. I mean, they're in 4-down territory. The ball game is where it's at with 7 minutes left. Got to take a little heat off of that. I mean, the guy was right there in the middle, right there open inside the zone. So we'll see right here. young quarterback. Got to be able to just make that throw, toss, and catch.
This is just his 7th start at the varsity level. They hand it off, and he's not going to get there. Colton Barlow coming up with the tackle in the backfield.
Hey, and that's exactly how it's done, playing football. And as we got number 55, a little frustrated tonight. Number 55 takes his helmet off, slams it on the ground, so that's probably going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on him. But we're playing behind the line of scrimmage. That's exactly what happened. Plug up the A gaps, plug up the B gaps. They have nowhere to go. Turnover on downs, going the other way for the Tigers.
It was Nate Jackson and McMorris tied up, and it looked like Jackson used him as a little bit of a boost to get up, and he was not happy about it. So it goes against McMorris as expected. He took his helmet off and threw it down in frustration. Here's the replay on 4th down. That's the running back, Razuk, trying to find a way through, and Barlow, the fantastic linebacker that's really shown up, I don't want to say out of nowhere, but shown up quickly, we'll say, because it came out of nowhere in camp.
Yeah.
That he surprised the coaching staff with just how quick he could take to this defensive system and how successful he could be in it.
And he did it in all phases of the offseason, meetings, doing what he had to do during the spring, the weight room. I mean, we knew what was going on during the spring and summer, Dylan, but, Tiger fans across the state and Tiger fans across the nation and the world, they didn't know about number 33, but now they're knowing about number 33.
He's the team's leading tackler now with 75 total on the season, 38 solo, 37 assisted. And that'll be his 4th tackle for loss this year. Tiger offense setting up at the 29-yard line. And Titan Hicks is in the backfield. Justin Jones and the officiating crew still ongoing with this conversation. This might be a very late ball game just because of the conversations with the officials.
I mean, and there's a part of me that understands where their head coach is coming from, but you have to have a cool head. And if he's a D1 guy, he can't do that on Saturdays. Regardless of what happened with the play from Nate Jackson. Nate Jackson walks off, he takes his helmet off and slams it. That's going to be unsportsmanlike any night.
Hicks takes the carry up the middle. Looks like he's barely got a grip on that football, but somehow holds on. And he's able to move forward to the 21.
To see Silva and Devin Smith Jr. 3, 4, 5 yards down the field, that just lets you know that our running game is doing what it's doing tonight. And you got Titan Hicks taking care of business with the quarterback power game, quarterback run game. He's taking care of business as Alex Jobe is right in there, lined up right behind Devin Smith Jr.
Hicks up the middle. And another good run as he's able to get right around that 1st down marker. I haven't seen them signal to move the chains just yet, but even if he's a bit short, it'll be 3rd and a half a yard to go. So that is the call. Ball placed just beyond the 20, and they've got to get to the 19. So not too much to go here, but Tigers have a chance to move the chains with Titan Hicks still in the backfield. Now Nick Irvine at tight end. Preston Birch is out there as well. Hicks up the middle, no surprise. He's able to get it, and a kitchen tune-up, 1st down.
And number 8 tried to come in, but Titan Hicks was already beat him to the line of scrimmage. He missed the tackle on the outside. Hey, just keep chipping away, This is complimentary football to your defense. Make sure they're on the sidelines, getting all their coaching they need, give them a rest, and just eat it up with the clock as now the ball is inside the red zone.
The Buffalo Wild Wings red zone, that is.
Yes, sir.
Titan Hicks still back there behind center. Ball is snapped. Hicks takes off and runs into his own man, knocking over Zane Matthews-Boudreau. And if you got any questions as to how hard it might be to tackle Titan Hicks, there's some proof for you. If you're not ready, he's going to run right through you.
And I'm sure when we watch that on film, and they watch that on film tomorrow or Sunday, Zane's probably going to be like, hey, just go around me next time and try to go through me. Zane might be in Dan's office on Saturday afternoon with checking his ribs out on that one.
5 minutes to go here in this third quarter. Hicks again, and he's brought down quickly this time.
And that's a good job by Norman North front seven. You've seen JJ try to kick out a little bit, but their guys had that penetration by going down on their blocks and stopping that run. Looks like we're bringing in the normal offense right now. Probably going to get a dose of Sango.
Satimba and Sango make their way out onto the field. Irvine trots off.
Might be a little play action pass.
3rd down and 4.
Peyton Lang's lined up wide out on the numbers at the top, and you got Zane Matthews-Boudreau here at the bottom.
They'll pitch it to Sango. He'll go up the middle, and he'll spin forward. He's still on his feet and brought down at the 4-yard line. That is right on the line to gain.
That should be a first down from what I see. Yes, it's a first down. And why should you go play action pass? I mean, what's been working right here since they were about the 30, 40-yard line, 40, 30-yard line is just running the football. They did it with Titan Hicks for a few plays. Now they're going to do it right here with Corey Sango.
We saw Union do this last week against Norman North. Just run it down the throats of the Timberwolves, and it's Sango again. And another short gain for BA, so it'll be 2nd and goal.
And what this also does, Dylan, and it also eats away at the clock. You know, you want to at least get 3 out of here. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if you know, Travis Hill's probably telling Jay right now, you better get 6.
Play call comes in from the sideline.
Looks like Case and Isham is coming out.
Not sure what happened there, but he may have just been at the bottom of the scrum and took an awkward fall or had somebody land on him, something along those lines. And so they will bring in number 58, Jaden Compton. And I think that will reshuffle the offensive line. And the starting center now, or the one to snap it, will be Tristan Silva, number 65. It goes to Satimba, it goes to Sango, and he still can't push his way in.
Hey, I'll give it to Norman North on that one. That's pride right there. That was a good stand as they take it down to inside. Looks like inside the 1-yard line.
Looks like awfully close. And here's a replay for you. Sango running forward, and boy, they gave him an extra yard there.
They gave him an extra yard. That ball's inside the 1-yard line. Case and Isham is back in.
They'll go for the sneak again. Satimba into the end zone. Touchdown, Broken Arrow. And it's Jeremiah Satimba finding 6.
And that's one of those quarterback sneak plays. Call it smoke, you know. So Satimba goes up. Everybody stayed still. Everybody held their water. Gets snap count. He's inside the end zone. Great job by Case and Isham and the two guards up front, Devin Smith and the other guard right there. So good job by our guys. Being physical on that series, Dylan, and that's exactly what I'd like to see out of this offense is just be physical up front and allow those bigs, Levi Aycock and Nick Gorman's boys, to be physical and just take that ball down as it's 43-14 with 3:06 left.
Point after up and good for Irvine, 43-14, 3:06 to go here in the third quarter. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Quick Trip, proud partner of Broken Arrow Public Schools, investing in the future of our students. Thank you, Quick Trip. We'll step aside very briefly and come right back here live on ArrowVision, brought to you by Kinetic. Hey Tiger fans, this year Broken Arrow is going cashless for all home varsity games.
That means all tickets are sold through GoFan. No paper tickets needed.
Debit and credit cards are still accepted at the gate.
But we still encourage you to download the GoFan app.
Have your tickets on your phone before you arrive so you can get through the gates faster.
And don't worry, our BA ticketing team will activate your ticket at the gate.
This is the fast way to get in and skip the lines.
Remember to have your tickets ready on your phone.
Go cashless and see you at the game.
Welcome back live here on ArrowVision, brought to you by Kinetic. Once again, it's Acosta out to kick this one away, but the replay of the touchdown, Satimba on the sneak, was able to find just a little bit of wiggle room and get in there. And it was number 15 there for Norman North, John Paul Lundquist, who even after Satimba had made it across the goal line, ripped it away and then tried to act like he had stolen the football. And I think things have been a little bit contentious, and it's not necessarily anything that's been between the players. I think more than anything, they're just getting angry with the officiating, and they're trying to take matters into their own hands. Collier trying to run away from Peyton Lang, and he had a hold of the jersey. And speaking of hold of the jersey, there's a flag way downfield at the 44, and I can't imagine this is not against Norman North for an illegal block of some kind.
It's just great to see that the penalties are on the other side of the football field instead of our side. And we've done a great job of staying clean when it comes to penalties for us.
It is a hold against Norman North. And so they will back the Timberwolves up a little bit. And they will begin this possession from the, I believe, they're going to mark them even further back than the 20 here. No, it will be at the 20. So first down. And the Timberwolves have been frustrated here in this second half. We talked about the third quarter being key, right? Scoreless so far in this third quarter.
And we've done a great job of coming out and addressing the situation and making the third quarter our quarter.
Goes to Mason. He gets around the outside, and he's brought down by a couple of Tigers, but the first one there is Jack Gardner.
Jack Gardner. So we'll see on the replay right here. Little zone action.
Now Mason's been a strong runner this year. This offense, we've talked about how efficient it's been, how many points they put up. It's not just the pass game. Mason has been really successful as a running back, and tonight he's been pretty much in check.
Yeah, they've done a great job. Coach Joe and Coach Whitaker's done a great job of preparing our front line.
They go to Mason again, and speaking of that front line, he's brought down for minimal gain, if any. Actually gets tackled for loss, and it's John Brohl the second again.
And he's eating up those tackles all night long. Once again, getting penetration, doing his job, getting hands, having to play in the backfield, and that's what you want as a defensive lineman, is to play in the backfield. You want to play behind the line of scrimmage. You don't want to get drove back. You want to play behind the line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what John Brohl II has done all night.
Henry looking to pass now. Pressure from Sanders, has to roll out, throwing across his body. He's got a man, and a great play by the sophomore quarterback to find the wide receiver, Rylan Humphrey, in the middle of the field.
Okay, just coming across, seeing this guy, a little bootleg rollout action right there by the little sophomore quarterback, getting away, getting a clear vision, seeing this guy coming to the sidelines. He does a great job of putting it on his numbers. That'd be a first down for the Norman North Timberwolves.
I don't know that I would call him a little sophomore quarterback. He's got some height to him. I would say he's probably a good 6'2", 6'3", and I think he weighs about 190. It said in an interview with KREFSports.tv that he had put on about 20 pounds in the summer and now weighs around 190. Pass again to Humphrey, and a tackle from the secondary. It's Gaston Farrell.
And Gaston Farrell coming downhill, laying the wood on that play. He did a great job. But I can tell you right now, the quarterback wanted to see that rail route by number 2 coming down the sidelines here nearest to us. And Jack Gardner did a great job of taking that play away.
Second down and 5. Looking over to the sidelines, getting the call from Justin Jones, but also from the co-offensive coordinators Rocky Moore and Zach Fleming. Henry looks right quickly. They go to Humphrey again. 3 straight catches on 3 straight plays. And he's going to be pushed forward, get a lot of extra yardage thanks to his O-lineman, and down at the 35.
And you want to give a little bit up, and that's exactly what happened. We were in a too-high shell, gave a little bit up to give him the first down, but him and his guys did a great job of getting extra yardage, getting down the field to set up first down for the Timberwolves here at about the 35-yard line.
Kitchen Tune-Up sponsoring our first downs this season. 35-yard line, Henry with Mason in the backfield with him. 2 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. And he goes to his left. It's Mason James. Slides by Jack Gardner, brought down by Malik Ross.
And they're going to try to find him in certain situations right now as they're going a little tempo, hurry-up offense with the 16 seconds left in the third quarter.
Second down and 1. Trying to get one more play off, it looks like, here before the end of the quarter. And they will snap it. Henry looks to his right first, now goes back to his left. Pass tipped by Stanford, and it flies out of play.
He missed number 2 going right down the middle in between the 2 safeties. He missed them, and luckily for us, that ends the quarter, and we shut him out in the third quarter.
The score 43-14 with 12 minutes to go in this ball game. Keep it live here on ArrowVision, brought to you by Kinetic.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
All in all, there's not a better place to work.
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
It's very fulfilling.
The work that we do is hard. The work that we do changes people's lives.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job. It's a calling.
Welcome back live here on ArrowVision, brought to you by Kinetic to Norman North. Tigers in front of the Timberwolves, 43-14. Dylan Rivera here with Coach Mo Wallace. Madison Dildine is down on the sidelines with some technical issues, but she's still down there, so we're going to shout her out. She's doing a great job tonight.
Yes, she is.
One thing I want to tell you, Coach, is it's been a while since the Tigers have had a 3-game win streak. This is an opportunity here tonight for Broken Arrow to do that. The last 3-game win streak for Broken Arrow was in 2021 when the Tigers won 6 straight from October 8th to November 2nd.
Yes.
So the Tigers with a chance now to make it 3 in a row as they try to finish the job here against Norman North.
Got timeout by Crave. Crave running down the sidelines for a timeout, and that was also, I think, the year that they went to the semis.
Correct.
Yes.
Sorry, I was looking at the timeout call and not processing what you had said. The other thing, and this is my stat of the week.
Stat of the week.
The other thing that's worth considering here, this is the first year for head coach Travis Hill. And over the last 60 years, and 13 first-year head coaches at BA, 13 coaches have come through in those last 16 years. Only 3 have started better than 4-2. That's Phil Angeri, Rick Jones, and Steve Spavital. Coach David Alexander, also started 4-2, which is what head coach Travis Hill has started, 4-2. Only one of those 4 never reached the state title game in their tenure at Broken Arrow, and that was Phil Angeri. But Rick Jones, Steve Spavital, David Alexander all started 4-2 or better and made the state title game during their BA tenure. Travis Hill off to a 4-2 start, and we'll have to see what time will tell us.
Yes, what time will tell us, and I'm hoping time will tell us that we will be competing for that and practicing. I mean, the goal is to practice on Thanksgiving. I mean, playing high school football in Oklahoma, you want to practice on Thanksgiving.
3rd down and short for Norman North. Henry looks back over to the sideline. Kolar goes in motion, and he takes the direct snap while they tried to decoy over to the sideline. Broken Arrow was at least somewhat prepared for it, but you still get a couple of yards and a first down.
Hey,
that's one of those plays that could have been a lot worse, but at least Broken Arrow somewhat on their toes. And it looks like it'll be a first down, but there's a holdup as the officials are discussing, and the chains haven't moved. And now we'll move the chains.
But, yeah, your stat of the week, Phil Angeri and Rick Jones, big shout-out to those guys. They're a big part of my coming up in Broken Arrow as an athlete.
Henry rolling out, looking right, going short. Nate Jackson all over it.
And Nate Jackson has showed up. Good job right there as they've tried to isolate that tight end on him a few times tonight, and he showed up and won that particular battle right there to bring up 2nd down to 10.
Nate Jackson had 3 pass breakups coming into this ball game, and that's pretty good number for a linebacker.
Yes.
He's been able to be involved in a lot of the passing game.
Well, and in this defense, you gotta have a versatile linebacker, and he's one of those guys that is able to defend the pass as well as the run.
They didn't quite hand it off. They looked like they maybe were going to, but Henry had pulled it and gets it off to the tight end.
Great job by Jack to hang on, even though he got drugged at least a yard right there, but great job by him on that particular play. Brings up third down and short once again for the Timberwolves, as it looks like we're going to bring in a heavy package right here.
3rd and 2. Henry in the shotgun. Nobody in the backfield with him. 2 to the right, 3 to the left. The snap to Henry. He's got Mason on the left side, but he's looking at Kolar in the end zone, and Bryson Brown once again coming up big defensively, but he's down on the play.
Hey, he's in phase on that. Kind of got a little.
Hey, Tigers, get the only card.
Kind of got a little twisted up on that particular play right there, but quarterback throws the ball inside, which he threw it into the coverage. Receiver had to make an adjustment to it. BB did a great job by continuing to stay with the pass right there and making that pass break up.
Looked like there may have been a sideline warning for the Tigers on the far side. And that is the call. Not Broken Arrow's first this year. A lot of coaches right there along the edge of the field. 4th down and 2. Henry's had some trouble tonight against this Tiger defense.
Watch the tight end down the seam.
And looks like a similar play. He's down the middle. It's picked off by Malik Ross. And he's able to make one man miss on the return. And speaking of a return, how about a heck of a return for Malik Ross coming up with the INT.
Hey, he's playing his coverage. He reads pass. He gets back to his spot. We've got a flag on the play. Looks like we got a flag about the 6-yard line. But gets back to his zone, reads the quarterback, pushes to that particular zone, and gets the interception as they try to go to their tight end, number 3 receiver up the middle, down the seam. And it looks like it's turnover on downs or turnover and interception.
Call a block in the back against Broken Arrow on the return after the interception. Malik Ross has been phenomenal all season and gets the highlight play here, just sitting in that zone.
Yep.
Quarterback doesn't see him, and he comes away with the turnover. And a big return game for Malik Ross.
And that's a beautiful play, and that's exactly how you draw it up on defense. Your middle linebacker, once you read pass, pushes to the side he needs to push to, reads the quarterback, keeps his eyes on the quarterback, mirrors the quarterback, and gets his depth. And he's right in the middle between him and the tight end, and he gets the interception.
Backed up against your own end zone here. They give it to Hicks to let him run forward for a big chunk of yardage as he goes down at the 11.
I mean, why not give it to Hicks on this particular situation right here? You're backed up to your own end zone. You want to get a little breathing room right here with 10 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. And Ty Hicks is that guy with the quarterback run game.
I had just said almost right before that snap that Nash Henry had been struggling against the Tiger defense, and he's now got 2 interceptions against Broken Arrow. Hicks trying to leap over the pile and does enough to move the chains. A kitchen tune-up, 1st down.
And we're creating turnovers, and that's exactly what I like to see out of this defense. We're making quarterbacks like him just uncomfortable in the pocket. When he's uncomfortable in the pocket, he's going to make decisions that are too quick, but not on time. And right there, he made that decision, didn't see Malik, and Malik made the play that needed to be made.
Less than 10 minutes to go here in this ball game. Sango and Satimba in the backfield. Another quick pitch to Sango. Cuts it back. And a good run from number 7.
Right, great vision right there by Sango. Sango sees the flow going one way, and he wants to cut it back to make sure he gets positive yardage, and that's exactly what happened on that 1st down play. We're going to continue to probably feed him the football and run this clock down, hopefully get down to score, whether it's 3 points or 6 points. But we need to melt this clock and get out of here with a victory.
Second down and 8. They bring Lang in motion. They'll hand it off. Good block on the edge from Titan Hicks. And Lang able to get out of bounds after a decent gain on 2nd down. as he comes around that edge. Watch the block from Hicks, number 9, as he just keeps taking his man downfield.
That's beautiful.
And good work from Sango as well.
That is beautiful. Beautiful. I mean, Dylan, that's how you draw it up in the offensive room right there.
Another hold up with the officials. And now they spot the ball. And they'll pick the flag up. I didn't even see a flag come out.
Looks like we're going back to the Hicks package right here. Alex Job coming in.
Third and short. Hicks wrapped up and brought down, but not before he reaches the 25-yard line. And that should move the chains again, and it will.
And I'm going to tell you right now, Dylan, he's going to pop one of those. I mean, I know he can pop one inside the 10-yard line, but we might see Hicks one of these games going down the sidelines for about 40, 50 yards on a play like that. Jeremiah's back in the game. Looks like Sango's back in the game as well.
Preston Birch on the left edge of the offensive line. Matthews, Boudreaux, and Lang on the outsides. They give it off to Sango. And he's wrapped up and brought down. Gain of, looks like 8.
And once again, like to see the offensive lineman 3 or 4 yards down the field. I just seen Silver right there just coming up behind Sango and giving him an extra push to get him an extra yard or so. Just milking that clock down. One thing that I've loved to see tonight is our personnel change, bringing the guys in and out, and all these guys getting their play time tonight. But with just the versatility of this offense tonight and bringing up this run game, and now looks like Hicks is back in the backfield with Sango.
They'll hand it off to number 2. That's Bryson Brown on the offensive side. That's the first time we've been able to see that this season. It was something that in the summer we had seen a lot, in the spring we had seen a lot, and we were wondering when the Tigers would throw that wrinkle in. And that's the first play for Bryson Brown on offense, but a penalty flag will nullify it. A lot of penalties tonight between both squads. This officiating crew not going to let a lot of things go.
They've been busy tonight.
2nd down and 12. Less than 7.5 minutes to go. Pitch to Sango. Good block from Devin Smith. Sango trying to cut it back inside, and he's met by a couple of tacklers for the Timberwolves. But he gets awfully close to the first down marker.
He's just a workhorse. Continue to get that toss. Taking it into the boundary. Putting his pads into the defender and making him pay for it. Brings up third. Looks like 3rd and inches.
Another appearance for number 58, Jaden Compton, the sophomore. As he's out there on the top of the offensive line. This is a heavy package. Titan Hicks will run behind Irvine and Alex Job. And another first down gain for the Tigers.
Hey, getting the confidence when it comes to that package. I mean, you guys know that they're going downhill with their blocks, and it's one of those situations. I got this guy, hat on hat, and we're just going to have fun mashing the football on these guys tonight.
Not only do the offensive linemen know what to do in this play, but I would imagine the defense knows what's coming on these plays too. You just can't stop it when it's behind such a heavy O-line, such good blocking, and such a powerful runner.
Yes.
First down and 10. Satimba pitches to Sango. Another good block in the backfield, a pancake from Hicks. And Sengo's fighting forward just beyond the 45.
And just keep ticking that clock away. Sango catching the pitch again. I mean, this is just elementary right now. I mean, this is what you call basic football. We're just going to sit up there and we're going to run it right down your throats once again, Dylan. And our guys doing a great job. This front line is getting their confidence as we get in, this Week 7 ball game, this district game, this very important district game. But they're getting their confidence, and that's one thing that, you had talked about, Travis, with the Inside Tiger football, that was the question mark during the summer. Now I think that question has been answered.
Satimba hands it off. Sengo jumps over one. Tackled from behind, right at the 50-yard line. And Sengo's able to get back up, and he'll carry on. That was a little bit of a mash kind of hit as he was already charging forward and then cut down from behind. First down and 10 right on the 50-yard line. Here's that play. Sengo jumps over the offensive line there and then knocked down from behind by Cooper Eubanks. Hicks in the backfield again. Takes the snap. And doesn't make it very far. He's brought down after a gain of 1. Hicks coming into tonight had 12 carries for 98 yards and 4 touchdowns. His longest run was 38 yards.
And what I like about it is it's as we're bringing some guys in and out. Looks like we got Zay Matthews-Bedreau in, come back in. Peyton Lane come back in. Freshman Joseph Williams up at the top. But we're going to continue to run this football. Nick Irvine in to the tight end. Continue to give it to number 7. Norman North look like they're going to bring pressure with one of the backers.
2nd and 9. It goes to Sengo. He puts his head down and runs hard behind his pads, but only able to gain 2 more.
Third down. We'll see what this play brings. You continue to run the football. You go a little play action right here. We got 2 receivers to the top. Ball's in the middle of the field.
Sengo told me in the offseason he likes to bowl in his free time. He runs like a bowling ball. He's going right into some pins, and he's just going to knock them down.
Oh, man.
3rd and 7. It goes to Sengo again, and he's into the secondary. Got a lead blocker with Peyton Lang, but brought down from behind. And as much as a good gain as that was, Sengo comes up upset. He wanted more.
He wanted more. He cuts off. If he cuts to the left or cuts to the right on that one, I believe Sengo's in the end zone right now. But, hey, it's just, once again, you're chipping away as we see on this replay.
You got to imagine as soon as he breaks through the line there, his eyes get wide, and he knows where he can go. But he's brought down from behind.
Yeah, so, it's a great block. Your guy, Peyton Lang, is making a block downfield, which that's what you want out of receivers, as he has 2 guys coming from behind him. But if he makes that move left or right, Sengo's probably still going right now.
This has been a really long possession for the Tigers. They've eaten up a lot of clock, and they're going to continue doing so as they hand it off to Sengo. And he gets a half-yard gain.
And, hey, the end right there was at number 8 that came in. Had him in the backfield, but Sengo kept on turning his legs. Ends up being a positive play. You don't lose any yardage on it, which means it's still a positive play because you got about a yard out of it.
Sengo last week against Edmond Santa Fe, 7 carries, 52 yards. Tonight's been his breakout game. He had a really good year last year in, I guess you could call it a limited season because we didn't see him until the Owasso game, 4 games into the season. But he came in, did some nice work, did some good things. Wasn't quite a workhorse, wasn't really a mainstay in the rotation until later in the year. But now you see what he can do when you really give him the football, and he is flourishing tonight.
He wants it. He gets stronger as the game goes along. And currently on this drive, I think that was the 15th play right there, Dylan. This is a statement drive. This is a drive that you tell your offense, hey, we're just going to go ahead and eat the clock up and leave this game with the ball in our hands.
Well, I told you earlier on tonight that Norman North was a second-half team and was averaging 28 points per half, per second half, over the last 4 ball games. They've got 0 in the second half here tonight.
And we did our job in the third quarter, which is what we've been talking about.
They hand it off to Sengo again on 3rd down, and he's brought down just shy of the 25-yard line. 4th down and 3 for Broken Arrow. And the play clock has 20 seconds left. The game clock at 1:05 now. This will get awfully close to being a completed ball game by the time the Tigers even have to make a decision on what they're doing here.
So 4th and 3, you get the first down, you're in a victory formation.
Early snap. Satimba keeps it, and they will likely move the chains. No, he's brought down. A great tackle in the backfield by the defender, number 22, Dwayne Long, and he's able to end the possession for Broken Arrow. Tigers, I think, may have been trying to sneak something under the rug here. An early snap, I don't think that was anticipated, but Satimba keeping it may have been the plan all along.
Yeah.
But the defensive back gets away from Zane Matthews-Boudreau and makes the stop. Although the possession comes to an end, there's still only 44 seconds left for this Norman North offense to try to come out and get something. And you're down by so much. This game is all but set in stone.
So you got Barlow out of the game. So you got McCluskey in right now. You got, looks like Tyler Jones and Devin Smith at the corners. Samaj is still in the game. BB still in the game. So you have half of your defense, half of your starters in right now.
There was a flag
looks like we got
coming in from the secondary, and it goes against Broken Arrow. Got some changes on the D-line as well for this final possession. Carson Brown is in at the left edge. Snap. Henry looking to pass, going underneath, and Mason didn't even see it. And McCluskey, I think, if he was there one step earlier, would have picked that off.
He was looking for it. What he did, he had his eyes on Mason, and by the time he got his head back around, that ball was bouncing off the back of his back pad. But hey, if McCluskey's right there watching that pass, I think McCluskey's in for a pick six himself.
Dylan Thompson in at defensive tackle as well here to round out this ball game. 39 seconds to go after the incomplete pass. 2nd and 5. Henry lets it go, and that one will be picked off. Jack Gardner looking to get it into the house, and he's brought down by Henry. But that'll energize you. Jack Gardner coming up big here tonight and letting his presence be known.
And I love the fact that Jack ends the game with a pick right there, Dylan, because we've been talking about him since the first series. When Messiah got hurt, how is Jack going to play tonight? As we see on this instant replay right here, Jack just breaks downhill. He does his what he does, and that's exactly reading the route, comes downhill, plays the play, and now Jack has put us in position to get into the victory formation and come out of this game with a 43-14 victory.
If I remember right, I think at practice this week when we were out there, they were making fun of Jack Gardner for dropping a pick in JV. Well, he's got his comeuppance here tonight and gets the interception at the varsity level to seal the football game. 43-14, the victory formation out on the field. The Tigers come away with a huge win on the road against Norman North. And, Coach, we had been talking about this a lot coming into not just this ball game, but over the last few weeks, is looking for that statement victory. If you had beaten Owasso, that would have been a statement victory.
Yes.
A win over Mustang, fully healthy, probably would have been a statement victory. Fayetteville presented you a statement victory opportunity, and it felt like the Tigers had faltered throughout the year in those opportunities. Against Norman North tonight, a team that's 4-2, an offense that is so high-powered, held to 14 points, and this is the Tigers' statement victory.
And this is your statement victory. You're holding to 14. You're holding 4 points less than what your season average is on defense. Great job by our defensive staff. Great job by our offensive staff by putting that game together, that complete game that complemented offense, defense, special teams. This was the game that Travis Hill talks about, and he's been talking about all season long, and the Broken Arrow Tigers did it.
This has been complimentary football to a T. Broken Arrow ran the football right into the chest of Norman North, and that worked to perfection offensively, but that's not to take anything away from Satimba and the game he had through the air. A really successful ball game all across the board, and the defense played extremely well, only giving up 14 points and doing it in the early going, changing things up, responding, and playing so hard all 4 quarters of this ball game.
And it was a physical ball game. We out-physical Norman North up front, and that's exactly what we were talking about watching film, especially on our way down here. You know, the team that we're about to play next week did exactly that. They ran the ball right in between the tackles, and that's exactly what we did tonight. We ran the ball right in between the tackles with Titan Hicks, with Corey Sango. Jeremiah did a great job of being efficient in the pass game. Defense did a great job by holding their quarterback into the pocket, making him erratic, doing the things that he did that made him unsuccessful as well. So big shout out once again to that run game. Big shout out to Levy Adcock. Big shout out to Nick Gorman by putting things together in the run game and getting the victory tonight.
Tigers come up big on the road, 43-14. Before we wrap things up here on our Tacos for Life postgame show, I want to shout out a couple more of our One Club sponsors. First National Bank, the oldest family-owned bank, originated in Tulsa County and Broken Arrow's oldest business, serving this community since day one and still all in for our schools, our students, and our Tigers. That's the First National Bank of Broken Arrow. The Arrow Group is a division of Alliant Insurance Services, proud to support Broken Arrow Public Schools. Based here in Broken Arrow, they provide risk management and insurance programs for businesses across our region. From contractors to manufacturers to professional offices, you can trust the Arrow Group to protect what matters most. And finally, we want to thank Shields. They have all of your game day needs for football, volleyball, cross-country, soccer, and more. With the gear and styles from iconic brands like Nike, Hoka, and Adidas, Shields has you covered. Located at the Woodland Hills Mall at 71st and Memorial, Tulsa Shields is a proud sponsor of Broken Arrow Public Schools. And go Tigers! There's the post-game huddle out there on the field. Everybody listening in to Coach Hill certainly got to be happy as he moves to 5-2 in his first season here with the Tigers. And as much as things have gone right for this team, there's been some things they've had to work on, including third quarters tonight. Felt like that third quarter was accomplished. They can cross that off as something they needed to work on. And now things start to shift to a really big home contest.
Huge.
And that's Union coming into your house on a rivalry night.
And that's a huge ball game, like we talked about coming down here, and we've talked about it with Coach Hill before. Earlier in the year, you didn't think that was going to be a huge game. Right now, that's a huge game going into the simple fact that Union is where they are in the district. We are where we are in the district at 3-1 now. So that is a big-time ball game in our house next week in a huge rivalry game. You and I both know that's been a rivalry game since we were in school.
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to be ready to eat up some Red Hawks.
You got the Red Hawks on the 24th, and you go on the road to Edmond Memorial on Halloween night. And that'll be a tough contest.
Yes.
Just because of the matchup itself, but then you look at the Halloween and everything that could go on around it. You got to make sure you're focusing on the target. That could get, spooky. That's a good word for it.
Spooky. That's a spooky situation right there.
End things with Westmore at your house on November 7th. Tigers taking on the Jaguars to finish the season. Our upcoming schedule brought to you by Lenny's Subs, and we thank them for all that they do in making our broadcasts possible. Also want to plug Uncaged, which we will be bringing back this coming week. We will have the cross-country team at Buffalo Wild Wings. Looking forward to that one. Finally able to talk to Aaron Partridge and his crew. Inside Tiger Football, we talk about it a lot throughout this program, and that's because there's a lot of things that we talk about with Coach Hill that end up coming to life here in these ball games. So you got to make sure you tune into those because you're going to hear these little secrets and snippets before we even get to the broadcast. Inside Tiger Football goes live on YouTube on Thursday nights. 7 p.m. is the marker time we put out there. It might be a little early. It might be a couple minutes late. But just be on the lookout around 7 p.m. on YouTube. That's what we shoot for. I want to go back and thank some of our One Club sponsors that have helped make our broadcast possible. Slim Chickens for our 60-second spotlights in the Tacos for Life pregame show. Spring Dental sponsors our interviews with head coach Travis Hill, although we are unable to actually get him on the microphone here tonight because of some technical difficulties. We still want to thank Spring Dental for sponsoring those interviews. Tacos for Life brings you the pregame and postgame show, and this is the Tacos for Life postgame show. Remember, they're only open late for home games, so make plans to stop by after next week's game against Union. Every meal you enjoy gives back a meal. Find them at 71st and Lynn Lane in Broken Arrow.
Remember, fans, it's only home games.
Only home games,
only
okay?
home games.
I didn't tell you to go tonight.
Yeah.
If you go and
only
you're confused, I didn't tell you that.
Yeah, well, I don't want Dr. Smith getting on to us about, them going on the road.
That's just
it's only home games.
That is a peak, mo money, mo problems kind of situation. Last thing I want to tell you about is the Food for Kids drive that we're putting on here through Broken Arrow. You can make a difference for local students through the Food for Kids program in partnership with the Food Bank of Eastern Oklahoma. This initiative provides weekend meals for BA students who might otherwise go without. This year, we are receiving fewer meals than expected, so we need your help to fill the gap and make sure every student is fed. It's simple to help. Just visit baschools.org/foodforkids to make a donation. Every contribution goes directly toward feeding Broken Arrow kids, and we thank you for your generosity. Coach, the last thing we've got to do is we got to name a JEI difference maker of the game. The Joseph Enterprise Incorporated difference maker of the game is, and I think we can say it on 3 here. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Corey Sango. That's no surprise there.
Hey, he had 200 total yards from scrimmage, 187 on the ground, 13 through the air, 2 touchdowns on the ground, 1 touchdown in the air. That was a complete ball game by a guy that had to step up due to a situation with Agent Zero. But Corey showed why this program is the way it is. You got to step up when your number's called, and Corey did that tonight on his Friday night.
43-14 is a score line I don't think many probably had for tonight's final. I mentioned that earlier on in the broadcast. I think even the most optimistic Tiger fans probably didn't expect that score line. This came as a bit of a surprise. This Norman North team, and I wish I didn't have to keep saying this, but this is an offense that was averaging 37 points a game coming in, and they were held to 14 tonight.
Well, and I think the defensive game plan came to fruition tonight, being out there for the last couple days, being inside in the meetings, being inside practice and everything. I'm going to tell you right now, they knew, the coaches knew after watching film the last few weeks on Norman North that we can get pressure on these guys and bring the pressure we need as long as we tackled well, as long as we took care of business and was able to get their quarterback in situations to where he threw the football threw 2 interceptions tonight.
Threw 3 at the last moment there to Jack Gardner.
So he threw 3 interceptions tonight. So we got him in a situation. He's a young kid. He's probably going to be a great quarterback here in the future. But we got him in a situation where he was uncomfortable all night long by bringing pressure, and we did a great job not only in the front 7 but the back end did a great job tonight.
I'll take the probably off of that. I think he will be a great quarterback in the future. He has all of the tools to do so, and this Norman North program has churned out a lot of really talented offensive players. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the next in line. The Tigers now 2-4 versus Norman North all time. Their only other win was in the 2017 quarterfinals when they beat the Timberwolves 31-28 that year. Madison Dildine was at least able to still catch up with Travis Hill, although we weren't able to get him on the broadcast for you. She had asked, how much does tonight's win help your team's confidence? He replied, helps a lot. We were in our own way and thought we were good, but then you go out and prove it, and it's a big step in the right direction. Madison followed up with, what are you proud of from tonight? He said, their performance, discipline, competed well in a big district game on the road. And I think that's one thing that I had thought of late in this ballgame that I wanted to bring up here in this postgame show that's brought to you by Tacos for Life, and that is that the Tigers were disciplined. There was a lot of opportunities where you could have lost your head. Norman North did so. Norman North was getting frustrated with a lot of the calls. And Broken Arrow, as much as they might have been frustrated throughout the night with some of the play calls, some of the officiating calls, whatever it might have been, never lost their head.
Well, it shows your leadership not only in the locker room, but it shows your leadership with those coaches. I mean, you're led by a man in Travis Hill that's calm, cool, and collected. You have now shown growth in this program now. I mean, we go to a couple games back. I mean, we go to a game that we played Owasso. Things kind of got out of hand. Things got out of hand a little bit in previous games of that. You see growth in a program that right now that knows that they're confident, that knows that they're one of the best teams in the state, that can go out there and take care of business and don't let the little stuff bother you. Don't let the distractions outside, the noise outside bother you, or the noise on the field. And they did just that, knowing they're the better team.
Broken Arrow now 5-2 on the season, 3-1 in district play. The Timberwolves fall to 4-3, a 2-2 record in District 2. We thank you for tuning in here tonight on this road game against Norman North. The Tigers pick up a big victory 2 hours from home, 43-14. Broken Arrow the victor. And we will see you again next week at the Tigers' house, Broken Arrow Memorial Stadium, when Union comes into the crib and tries to take down the Tigers. We'll have it for you live on ArrowVision, 7 p.m. I've been Dylan Rivera. He's been Mo Wallace. Madison Dildine has been on our sidelines. We thank our great crew that has made this broadcast happen as well. And we hope you will have a great evening, and we'll see you next week.